All righty. Guess who we fired this week?
The old fireman himself.
We were missing the fireman. And that voice you hear right now, we didn't actually fire Kevin, but the voice you hear right now is the smooth, sultry sounds of Frank Mann Jr.
This linguistic stylings.
Yes, he has smooth linguistic stylings. The voice you haven't heard yet is Cliff Amata, the Bromata Life, the team captain. I can't read lips. Say it.
Awkward silence.
Oh, he's the king of awkward silence. That was his favorite moment when we interviewed Mitch Payton.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch wasn't digging it at first.
He wasn't.
He was probably grinding a cylinder, let's be real.
Well, that's
right?
the key to these things. You're supposed to talk.
I thought he was honing a head.
Maybe he was honing a head. But listen, we're at the Colorado 500. We are sitting poolside in, where are we at?
Poolside in Box Canyon.
Ouray, Colorado.
Ouray, Colorado.
That's
so
right.
not only are we in an epic place, there's a lot of epic riders at this event.
There are.
This is a storied event. This is the 48th year, right?
48th year, yeah.
48 years of people coming to the mountains of Colorado to ride. And that's what brings out the big guns, right?
It sure does, yeah. Wally started about 48 years ago, Wally Dallenbach, and started bringing, all his IndyCar people, and it got to be such a hit. They became, being philanthropic as they are, just started this ride, and, we've all get to be blessed to be a part of what he built.
That's right, and it is epic. It does a lot of good in the area. It does a lot of good for local schools.
That's right, it does. I mean, all the charities, from trail preservation to search and rescue to, the school, school activities.
Yeah.
There's just so much good that comes out of it. And everybody that comes here knows they want to come to ride here, but more importantly, they want to come and be a part of something pretty cool.
Exactly. So who do you have sitting to your left there, Frank?
Some guy that he rides in the desert, rides Hondas, and I had the pleasure of meeting him in 2013. I was scared to death to ride sand whoops, but evidently he was pretty good at it, and he gave me the confidence to ride him a little faster. But he should know it's Johnny Campbell, the 11-time Baja 1000 champion. 11
times. Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on today. We're up in this beautiful canyon up here. It's just amazing, the scenery here. And, we've been having some fun the last few days.
You can be honest. Is this the most ghetto interview you've ever sat down for?
It's quite possibly the most ghetto interview I've
See,
sat down
thank
for.
you. And I take that as a compliment. If you're talking about, compliments you could sling my way, ghetto podcast or ghetto interview, I'll take it, man, all day long. So I have a couple of questions. You are obviously a very legendary motorcycle racer, accomplished desert racer. When you look up everything you've won, is there anything you haven't won? Tell me something, because the list is long, man. You win Baja 11 times. They don't even talk about the Baja 500, which you probably won it 5 or 6 times, maybe.
Or the San Felipe 250, or Vegas to Reno. Or Terriblestown, or the Silver State.
You haven't introduced me yet, but I was going to say his biggest win ever is being married to his wife, because she's a badass dirt bike rider, and she's full of fun. And I like awesome. Her. I like the Doc. We call her the Doc. You'll have to ask her someday why, but she is the best part of the Campbell family, 100%.
Right on. And that voice you're hearing is also got a smooth vocal styling. It's Cameron Steele from the Desert Assassins, ripped to Cabo. We had him on the show probably a month ago, maybe. And Cameron is here in full force with a team of how many?
Donkeys.
Team of donkeys. He got a team of donkeys.
We brought the big top, so the circus is in town.
It is a big top. That's like a 60-foot long.
And somehow or another, we convinced Johnson to come ride with us, too. I thought for sure he was off with one of the other teams, but he's got a little bit of a safety net with us because he knows we take care of him out there.
There's a comfort zone for sure.
Yeah. Well, to make it uncomfortable, to circle back just a little, when we had Cameron on the show, I said, hey, man, Johnny Campbell's going to be there. He goes, yeah, he's like the biggest dork of all. And I'm like, hey, man, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm throwing you under the bus, but I'm joking.
I could tell you this, is that we're from the same surf ghetto in San Clemente. And I got to say, Cameron's a couple years older than me, and his generation was rough, man. Those guys, they tore it up for sure. And I think it started tapering down in my generation.
It got nicer.
There's definitely still a bunch of donkeys, but I got my foot in the donkey zone, so here
That's
I am.
right. That's right. Well, and not only that, but you two guys this is a very legitimate event. But before we really get all into Colorado 500, was there a race that you didn't win? I mean, your list is long. What didn't you win?
There was a lot of failures and learning process to get to the wins. So there's many races I won. I mean, I racked up 3 second places in the ball 1,000 before we struck the W. But that took 5 years to get to there. So one win that eluded me was in 2006. We introduced the CRF 450X as we're transitioning from the XR,
carbureted,
the big XR, to the 450X. It was carbureted that time also, but. I elected to team with a couple of young up-and-comers, Robbie Bell and Kendall Norman.
Yep.
And I rode the last night section against my former partner, Steve Hingeveld.
Yep.
And those guys shit the bed. Excuse me. But
no problem.
Robbie crashed. Robbie got a flat. Kendall crashed. Rode 75 miles with broken wrist. And we ended up second,
Wow.
But that would have been my 10th victory in a row.
Yeah.
So I got 9 in a row, a second, and then I came back and won 2 more before I called it. That's enough.
Right. So
that's pretty fast.
To me, that's an epic run. I mean, it's legendary. I mean, I know like the difficulty of putting together a team that can accomplish a race that wants to kill you. It wants to kill your bike, and so those XR years was that bike fully worked out and it didn't have as many issues? I mean, like you immediately mentioned the first year of that 450 RX. Was that really the reason that it sort of dropped off? I mean, is that it dropped off for that second just because of the bad luck? Was it the bike's fault, or is it just how the Baja is?
No, it's racing. It's like it's all about decision making, and whether your decision is to place a wheel on this line or to change a wheel at this point or run this tire or not. It's all about decision making and executing and positioning yourself to be in the right position. And at that race, we were a tick off. So the 450X on their debut still won.
Yeah.
Our B team won and stuff. But it's just that's particular racing.
Well, so all right. So what was your first motorcycle?
Honda XR75.
That's what I hoped he would say. That's me and Frank. Me and Frank love the XR75, and we got a few of them. So
that's right.
What year XR75?
That was in 1978. I was 9 years old.
That was my first bike.
77.
78.
Yep. Yeah.
Right on. Cameron, what was your first bike?
My first bike was a Yamaha. I don't remember what it was, but I know it was a Yamaha. That's all I remember.
Some little enduro bike.
My dad started me riding when I was about 5. And the first bike I really remember was sometime around 7 or 8. That was the bike, double shock in the rear, pretty fired up. You're going to have to dig pretty hard, by the way, if you're going to try to get some dirt out of Johnny, because he's like the most humble human you ever met,
I can
right?
tell.
So
I mean,
he's not going to say he's the greatest, but he is. And you just
He is.
Yet we start thinking about 11-time champion Kelly Slater did that in surf. Michael Jordan couldn't do that, right? In basketball, he had to get out of there, even though he's the greatest of all time. Gretzky. I mean, think about these names.
What did Carmichael have, 10 titles in a row or something like that?
Carmichael's amazing.
Johnny's got 11.
Johnny's in that rare air with these guys, right?
Yeah.
And he always says if Kelly Slater wins another world title, he's going to have
Coming
to go
back.
back and race again so you can match him.
Got to dust
But
the boots off.
I don't know if you're going to get him to. For
Start bragging.
for those of you not watching at home, the naked party boy who sits on everybody's
Is that
motorcycles.
Fawcett?
He's over here. He's
I think he's going to the
Fawcett.
dancing
I
around
think
the
that's
whole
a
area.
tattoo. I don't think he's even wearing shorts. Those
That's,
are tattoos.
Oh,
That is
boy.
painted on, dude. It looks like he printed it in a printer.
Is that a jean short?
He's
Speedo?
wearing
This
That
is
is a
really
jean.
disturbing. I'm just disturbed.
I'm not. These guys are totally comfortable. They're always something hanging out.
It's weird. But you know what? The group we come from down there.
Don't look that way.
It's normal.
It's San Clemente. That's your crew right there. Yeah. So circle to you're at the Colorado 500. Have you done this event before?
Hold on, John.
Hold on. Nicholas hasn't.
I don't have headphones, but
Here,
I've got
eat that microphone.
an announcement. We've got an in and out board here for people, so we make sure nobody's lost out on the trail. And it appears that we're still got somebody out on the trail named Frank Mann.
Oh,
His magnet is still.
I think this is a good time for me to turn this mic over to you.
Hey,
the
Again,
board.
Hey,
Sounds
this-
like a
checking me
stupid
out.
bucket
Sounds
donation.
like a
Sounds like
stupid bucket. $100
I
there,
think
Frank.
that is definitely a donation. So I'm going to check out, let you guys have fun, and let me go get myself out of this hole I've apparently dug.
Oh, just leave like that,
Unbelievable.
Frank.
Of all the people who've ridden the Colorado 500 more than a few times, Frank, if you leave your name on the outboard, there's a crew looking for you. So thanks, Frank. Overtime on you. So yeah, Johnny, I'm not looking for you to brag, man, but we all do think that you are the Carmichael level off-road person, and I know he's probably maybe a different era and all those things, but in our world, I mean, we're from the moto world. That is I guess that's the biggest compliment we can throw your way. You know what I mean?
Thank
So
you.
Cliff he's meandering back and forth right here, the Bromata team affiliate. But his angle of asking you a question was American Honda. This guy Cliff is from Aspen. He rides a Honda. His son rides a Honda, and there's two other people in Colorado that ride a Honda. and really, Cliff's your thing was, how do we change that? And you've had a lot to do with Honda's off-road world. I mean, that 450RX. I mean, that's you, right? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Honda is an awesome brand. Obviously, I've been with them for over 3 decades, racing, developing, helping them with so many different projects, helping to build the Dakar winning machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Honda makes wonderful product. The one thing that's different, like the Japanese brands they're very conservative brand, and so they're looking at strictly numbers and where they can place the best sale and stuff, and so they're smart.
Yeah.
And they've been in business a long time, and so I'd like to change the demographic and stuff, but sometimes it's a slow moving machine, and it's hard to you have all these exciting ideas, but you got to make that fit with their business plan.
For sure.
Yeah, it's hard to talk them into anything when they got the Lawrence brothers slaughtering everyone, right? And I'm
Truth
pretty
to that.
sure, didn't they win the Ball 1000 last year too? I mean, they're doing pretty good.
Honda's never not at the top.
Yeah,
or
but
right
that's all
beside it.
because Johnny is helping develop these bikes. I mean, I know he's not going to say it, but he's working hard to make it good for everyone. And I think some more ideas for Honda would be sweet. I think that it's I'm a Red Rider, and I love my Hondas, and I would love to see them get more involved with a little bit off script.
Yeah.
But I know that that's kind of their deal. They're on script,
Conservative
so they're buttoned up.
Japanese,
Yeah, and I respect it. But at the same time, I'd love to see some a little bit of curveball coming at you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's one of those things kind of with Honda.
That's Nick Blackman, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way. He switched out with Frank Mann.
Yep.
He
Better
was
than
late
never.
to the show. Better
That's
late
a
than
good
never.
thing.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
Johnny will take
yeah.
that.
Introduce myself, Johnny.
That's
Hey, how you
Johnny.
doing?
That's Nick
Black-
Blackman. He's unfortunately known as Sugar Balls Blackman. And so Johnny, though, I started to ask
I
before
was
we.
talking.
Okay, yeah, right.
That's how we got. That's
Circle
how we got
back
started
there.
on this.
Circle back.
But I'm a little late to show. But Honda's almost like a success is a poor teacher thing, even though it's not a poor teacher. But they're like you said, like Cameron says, when you're killing it, they don't. It's not broke. Don't fix it a whole lot. So, I mean,
There is constant development, and I'm involved in every level, right? So it's like, I'm the guy that's on the ground. I'm the guy talking to you guys and the customers and what they want, and I'm relaying information back to those guys and those departmts and stuff that need to know. And so it's like even a few years ago we came out with the XR lineup, the RX lineup.
Yeah.
And the RX lineup was kind of in between. There's an X for off-road, desert racing, and then there's the R for motocross, right?
Yep.
And now they've expanded that lineup and they plopped the RX down in there as their kind of closed course competition off-road bike.
Yeah.
That's derived from the 450R, so it's a lighter weight, it's more nimble, but this is. And then they also have the WE, which is the Works Edition.
Works Edition.
So there's actually, like, if you look at the 450 lineup, you got a WE, an R, you have an RX, you have an X, you have an RL. So
So it really is they are doing things. Things are moving.
Things are moving. There's a lot of models to choose from, and it like I said, it's a constant development, and it's been super fun to be part of that. And and on top of that is my really exciting project is being involved with the Dakar Rally project for the last 12 years. I've worked on that machine. The CRF 450 Rally.
Big rally, yeah.
And that's a true works machine, and to be able to work on a bike that, and evolve it to where it can win the Dakar Rally has been a huge notch on my career.
How long? I'm a little bit late to the party, but
You
how long,
said
have
that.
We talked about how long.
You said that already. Are you constantly making excuses
I'm
for
not-
yourself?
There's no
Late
just
in there
reasons.
heavy, Cam.
Just reasons. I had to wash everybody's bike today, so that's what I.
You didn't wash my bike?
Yeah, I did too. You just don't
Liar,
know it
liar,
yet.
pants on fire.
It was the red Honda, right?
Cameron's
I got that,
bringing it,
yeah.
man.
Cameron has a nice new 450X, JCR prepped and sponsored.
Johnny
so-
Campbell Racing.
I was
that's
going to
right.
say, and we'll get back to your question, but I was so excited when they brought that L out, right? Because now we have a plated Honda.
Yep.
We can go ride all these different places with, and for a long time they didn't offer one. And the European brands were offering, and so a lot of people were like, "Hey, well, this and that has a plate." Honda said, "All right, here's a plated bike, and thing's badass." I rode it here in Colorado for a couple years. The thing, people think it's bigger, but it really isn't. Similar to my X, and it rides so good. I mean, I think they did a great job.
Is
with
it that? How do you like? I looked at that bike serious. Like
He's a Honda guy.
I'm a Honda guy.
He rides
Yeah.
Hondas.
I love the L personally. There's not a big stretch of difference. Johnny can tell you the differences between the bikes, but I do like my X that I'm riding now. But the L was great to me. I rode it 2019, 20, 21, and 22, and 23.
Because you ride it in something like.
I
would
rode
you
it
ride
here. I rode it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my question. because
I prefer my X here. I don't know why, because they're so similar, but I do prefer my X, but it might just be the way it's set up also.
Yeah.
Because Johnny and his JCR Honda guys, they set up my bike, so I don't necessarily know how many clickers are turned into it. And so it's a little bit of a mystery to me.
I'm not sure what you're talking about with clickers.
Yeah,
but-
he does. Nick doesn't know much on mechanics.
But I'm pretty sure that I brought the wrong motorcycle here, so I may be looking
Hey,
at
I'll
that
tell
Honda.
you, that L, the plated model in Georgia, I mean, out west here, you can grab as many miles of trail as you want. But in Georgia, which is where we're from, I mean, you've got to connect those sections because you're going to touch pavement. There's no way around it. So, fortunate that they offer that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like, I'm riding a 450L here, and it's working wonderfully. I've been over Alpine Trail and all the hard stuff, and it's great. Then you got that 6th gear. You get on the highway and just idle down the highway.
Overdrive.
I'm
Yeah.
sure the
See,
bike,
he's telling you the difference. I didn't even know that the one had
6 speed,
5-speed,
yeah.
one had 6.
you don't count them when you ship. You don't look at it.
Never. But when I used to jump the freestyle ramps, I always had to shift to first gear first
And go
to
up.
make sure I was in the right gear because it
It
scared the
mattered.
crap out of me. It did matter.
It matters.
Yeah, I'm like that too. People say, "Well, what gear do you hit that in?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not paying.
I can tell you at any given time what gear I'm in. I'm paying attention the whole time,
Yeah.
but I don't count them like I used to on the freestyle.
I
deal.
couldn't tell you.
Right on. Well, Johnny, I'll ask you one more question. We'll kind of, circle more to Cameron. But so yesterday, or it might have been Monday when we were in Crested Butte, I kind of said, hey, for an elite level rider as yourself, a lot of these elite dudes cannot turn off how fast they used to be. And so riding is not as fulfilling for them as they age. And you pretty much described.
Dude, you just called Johnny Campbell old.
I don't care.
I
He's
heard you
almost.
say
He's
it.
1 year old. He's 1 year different from me. So
Yeah, he's one
He's
year.
perpetually 35.
he's the
Back
same
off.
age as Sugar Boss
I'm here to
Blackman.
defend
Yeah, I think
him.
I'm a year older. I think you're a year. But we
Johnny's younger, 1 year younger than you.
okay.
Yeah.
So we talk about
Sorry,
that a lot because
Johnny.
we've got friends that were like, super fast guys, and they just don't ride anymore because they're like, I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. I'm afraid,
Or, I might start
can't
going
turn it
too
off.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just need to win, or they go try it and their timing's a little off, and they try to jump something they jumped 15
Yeah.
years ago, and they do get hurt.
Maybe you can speak to that, Johnny.
Yeah, no,
'cause-
it's a real thing for a professional athlete that's been working all their life to achieve, and their job is to continually progress and win and stuff, and so it's hard. There is a lot of my peers in my age group that don't know how to turn it off, and so they either go out and just run at 100% and they get hurt
Till they crash.
because it's like you're not 28 anymore, you're not 25, you're not And so it's easy to tweak a knee. It's easy to, get off. Your timing's off. Your eyesight's not as good, and your reflexes aren't as good.
Yeah.
And so you have to manage that. You got to manage it and bring it down, because it's like you're not as sharp as you used to be, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is.
There's different kinds of riders too, right? There's guys that are just like, they get to the gate and they turn off the brain and they just hold it wide, right? But then there's other riders that use common sense and ride with smarts. And sometimes they can't win every single race, but they still strive to do their best. And I think that some of those riders that can't turn it off, they're more in jeopardy, I think, when it's time to go out and ride somewhere. Maybe that's why they don't ride. But for me, one thing that I notice, it's hard from being I wasn't really a great athlete.
You were
but
a professional,
yes,
though. You were
I
a
was.
professional.
But more of the announcer side. So when I used to go to the track, I'd get all these people that want to race with you and race right next to you. Right. And that's the most dangerous part. And I totally shifted gears and came up with this whole different concept of riding from place to place and riding internationally. And I think that Johnny and I have both benefited from getting out and riding with people, but not having to ride right handlebar to handlebar as fast as you can from corner to corner, because that's dog shit, man. That's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
And when Johnny goes and rides Baja, we just have fun, and he rides a trail. It's I think you got to open up your paradigm in your thinking and stuff. But I'll also say this: Johnny and I have created another career on the backside of our riding. We still ride, and it's still part of our job, but we have to use our mind to be the best we can be for the job that we're doing. For me, I'm hosting trips.
Yeah.
I'm calling events. I'm doing some silliness on the dirt bikes. I got to think about what I'm doing, and I'm not out there just to go fast. Today, actually, I had a moment. I'm riding over one of the passes here at the Colorado 500. Actually, we were riding over Corkscrew from California, and I just kind of was just third and fourth gear coming down the hill. Yes, I could probably turn the throttle a little bit more, but I was just kind of coasting and cruising, and I got on the talk button on my radio, and I said, hey, if you guys want to go around me, go ahead. I'm going to the river with my kids in 2 days, and I don't need to go show up with road rash from these damn rocks that are embedded in every place.
Or worse.
Yeah, right. I'm here to have fun, and that's the kind of thing you got to be able to turn it off and do it. Some guys walk away because they can't, but I think there's guys like Johnny and Jeremy McGrath and a few other guys. Ricky Carmichael still rides. There's guys that were smart about it and changed gears and found a way to make it work for them in a different way. And I'm sure MC doesn't want to go to the track every day because everybody wants to measure up. But MC is still MC.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jeremy, he and Johnny are like very like souls, right? Because super approachable, very humble, very helpful for everybody around them. They are like the aces of motorcycle racing. Just so humble and easy to get along with, and that's why they're still doing it.
Makes them a great champion.
That's
right?
why, that's why they're still helping their teams. That's why they're still so valuable, because they're a part of it and they can be humble. They can step back from being the beating on your chest, which Johnny never did. But
but he earned enough right to do so, and he didn't, and that says a lot about his character, right? But Johnny, your statement was, "I'm older now. I love motorcycles. Of course, I want to do what I used to do, but I manage it to the level that I can maintain." And I can tell you, Cinnamon Pass, Engineer Pass, all this Hurricane, Corkscrew, I was so thankful to be alive just riding that today. And I'm 50 years old. Yeah. What if we just we can't slow down, man, we can't ride.
Yeah.
We would never have gotten to experience that today.
Right. Mine is not necessarily having to slow down. I'm the only guy that I've met that's my age in motocross that almost didn't go pro. Everybody else my age, I could have gone pro.
Oh, I used to race Hannah.
Yeah, I used to do. I almost went pro. I was slow then. I'm slow now.
I did it the opposite. I shouldn't have turned pro, but I did just because I wanted to.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll tell you why I turned pro, because I wanted to race Supercross. I didn't want to shift into fifth gear.
Yeah.
On the outdoor tracks, right? So where I grew up, I was fast in the lower levels. And I didn't really appreciate being at Barona Oaks or Carlsbad or any of those places with all those crappy Glen Helen. You want to race and be a good intermediate, you got to race at Glen Helen.
Yeah.
Hell with that. I'm over that.
Right
I did the helmet camera out there for ESPN
when it
I was
weighed
there.
74 pounds.
Right. I didn't shift into fifth gear. No.
Hey, but on TV it still looked good.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I just wanted to jump the jumps, and it was a perfectly groomed track every time we went out.
I remember seeing a picture of that
was
big
the
camera,
key.
and I was like, he should have just got somebody to ride on the back with a camera.
The weight, based on that camera.
Times have changed. Now I'm running 2 GoPros at one time. They're so small and so easy. And back then, running the pack and the camera and trying to we faked the audio sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of work, but it was so much fun to be able to ride all those tracks. So the way we did it for 2 years is I would ride the track before anybody.
Yeah.
So I got to ride
Primo.
Unadilla in the grass.
Ooh.
I got to ride
a dream.
Southwick, totally groomed sand. I could rail any.
You're a hero.
I put the bad line down first. When the beginners ride practice first.
Yeah.
And
When they say
strip
the
all
track
lines.
didn't set up real good today.
That was I'm sure that those guys, Mike Brown was probably out there. Yeah, Cameron rode it and ruined the track for us all.
Because the next guy's
But
going to follow your line, right?
But on the flip side, I did have to ride Southwick after all the practices also.
you paid for it, right?
Eventually it transformed into me riding in the timed practices.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. But yeah,
which was gnarly that
Yeah.
you did TV in timed practice. They would never do that today,
And
right?
every once in a while, I was lucky that I was riding in the second group,
Yeah.
right? I was lucky I wasn't riding with the really good guys
Yeah.
because some of those guys are my friends. I'm sure they would have taken my wheel out, just for fun, give me a little gas. But the other guys, the second practice, everybody's like charging, like they're so focused, and I was just focused on going fast, so I wasn't in the way.
So
the
you try
whole
to
time.
steer clear of messing somebody's lap up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They were timing me. They had a transponder on me.
No, that's not good.
That's so funny, man.
That makes it tough right there.
Well, you mentioned media and filming and voice and all this stuff. I mean, part of the allure of having the Desert Assassins at the Colorado 500 is, man, you guys capture some really good stuff. I mean, I thought it was your camera that got front flip Steven clipping some tree and doing a complete aerial. That's Steven Adams. Full aerial flip I don't know how you guys film everything. It took everything we had just to complete the mileage and make it here in time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to make them feel too good about themselves, but the media team that we brought here is a whole other circus outside of just the dirt biking. But that was Eric Everly. He owns a company called Temp Media, and he's embedded with us as a rider. He and Kyler Ruskin and Neil Goss, who's our main producer of all of our TV and web content, he's riding also. So we have
That's what we're doing wrong.
We have 4 riding shooters, including myself. I'm actually carrying a camera to get out and shoot. So, the team does a great job. We brought our editor here, Ryan Ray, who's behind the scenes getting stuff. And then Jimmy Lee Cook, who's with us all the time on every event we do. He builds our social, does edits. He's a drone guy. So we have a pretty solid team. Then you add the chase guys like Corey and Nar to support them. It's a pretty big moving machine, really, but we're like very run and gun, have fun. And we like taking jobs that are close to our heart. And so last year when we embedded in the Colorado 500, all of a sudden there was a little talk about us doing some social. We're like, yeah, we can bring the whole team. What do you want to do?
That's cool.
And so we kind of threw it all out there, and I thought we had good success. And this year, up in the ante, we're going to CBS Sports and we're going to Hulu. Yeah, so we're going to have some web content and some TV content. Aggregate, that's like 150 million viewers possible.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty excited about it. And we've had a great capture. And I think so far, after a few days, there's been some great stuff. Your buddy doing the front flip, that was terrible. I rode that section, and I had to go through that section. I wasn't.
Oh, and you didn't do a front flip?
I didn't.
Oh,
no, I
weird.
rode. So he rode through the hole in the roots where they went down close to the tree. I rode up to the dangerous side with because where the roots flow down, it gets slippery in the rain. I took a little bit. I don't call it going faster. I say I'm committed to it.
Yes.
So you got to be sure of what your line's going to be. And I went across the top of the root, so I wasn't down in that hole.
Super nice. I mean,
I think
look
you
like
made
a
a mistake,
professional.
though. From what I understand, he rode to the hole, not through the hole.
Yes, he stopped at the hole
stopped
abruptly.
in the hole. And
The most
front
impressive
flipped.
thing about the whole thing, obviously the best part is that he didn't get hurt. The most impressive thing is he did a full front flip. He didn't hook under his bars, which is
Obviously,
tragic,
that could have been
right?
bad, right?
But he lands right on his head, but only for like a tiny, no impact.
Yeah.
Just
Kinda
enough.
just scraped
It's
it,
almost
right?
like a sponge dotted mud right on the top of his helmet.
Nice big circle right on top.
If you haven't seen it, go to the Colorado 500. I think it's in the day 2 edit. That you guys can check that out. But yeah,
it's
at the very end.
spectacular.
It
It's
is
the last
spectacular.
shot of that particular clip.
Yeah, we did an interview with him, and we're going to do its own piece for the Colorado 500 in the reels, I think, today
You really
or
got
tomorrow.
to focus on that.
So we got to tell the story, right? We got to after
sure.
we cheated and used the shot. Now let's tell the story a little bit.
Exactly.
I
So,
think the main difference between everything they did for the media with the team, the editor, and everything they brought this year, and they were super prepared, is on our side, we brought a cell phone that has a camera built in.
Oh, that's what we
Yeah,
were using?
that's
Yeah,
what
I
we
couldn't
got.
remember if we had something different or not.
And that's pretty much the extent of our media team so far this trip.
It is. It's always the extent. One last thing. So, Cameron, you talked about you would get the social media kind of rolling on this thing. and that will bring more eyeballs to this particular event. And Johnny, you rode. Did you bring your son to this event, or you had talks about it? I know that we're gonna circle in as soon as you kind of speak to how do we build this next generation, because I mean there's some of the oldest riders I've ever seen ride here, and that's a compliment. I hope I can ride.
Yeah.
I mean there's guys in their
Me too.
90s here that are riding.
There's a rider that's 94.
94, and I'm
And
telling you,
singer.
and he's
also-
a singer. He did
He
sing
did sing a
last
song
night.
last night at dinner.
So Cameron kind of mentioned like, hey, we'll build this social media, we'll get some eyes on this thing. How do you hand this event off to your next generation? Because like we talk about our sons, man, they don't want to ride with the old dudes.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, it's exactly. It's like if I bring Preston here, it's like he doesn't want to go on a trail ride with a bunch of, over 50-year-old guys. It's
Old,
like
fast legends.
He wants to hammer,
Yeah.
and he wants to do the toughest trails. And so I think getting somebody like Preston here and also, maybe some other younger riders and start building this thing back to like in the 90s when we had manufacturers here and they brought a lot of good talent.
Team Green. I know I'm not to take it away
Honda
from Honda.
Honda Riders Club came and
They were here
supported.
too, yep.
And so there was a big host of
Manufacturer
pro
involvement.
riders.
Oh, and
too.
pros, yeah.
So I think that the level of trail here is that, and it's like if Preston comes here, he's going to want to come to it every year.
Yeah.
It's just a good ride, and he can do some good training, and I think that the camaraderie and the atmosphere afterwards is awesome. So
It's top notch.
Yeah, so it's like
It's really well organized on the back end, and I think a lot of people don't realize that the Colorado 500 doesn't plan your ride. They plan your hotels, some of the meals, the
Meals.
get-togethers, the fundraising. They give away all the money, but you plan your own ride. You grab the Onyx Off-Road app or whatever app you want to use, and you plan your own ride. So you
Yeah.
want to ride the hardest crap? You want to ride the
Hit it.
Alpine Trail?
Yeah.
Bite down, sucker. Let's go. So I think that like having Ricky Braybeck here last year,
Yeah.
That was
he would be
huge.
back this year, I think, but he went out and won Dakar again, the dang kid.
And he
got too
he's
busy.
Too big, too
No,
busy.
he's too busy.
I'm
They're
kidding.
testing. They're doing all the stuff, right? So Johnny just came off of weeks of durability, and there was just a race, and so he's trying to have a little bit of his own time with his
Yeah.
girlfriend too. He's
Right.
got a life to live.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think once we get Preston up here, I think he'll be super into it. It just he's right in
And
that.
he'll
He's
talk
right.
and tell
he just
his
won
buddies.
Vegas to Reno, right?
Right. Yeah.
So they're out there testing. They're getting ready to win the next race.
Right.
But yeah, spreading the word. That's what the social, the television. And it's not just to get more riders too. We're trying to raise more money for great
sure.
charitable aspect.
That's the most
what
important.
they do here. I mean, the riding is A+.
It's next level. Yeah.
But the charitable aspect is also right there. And that's what we're here to help build the
For sure.
awareness, because we want more people to have eyes on it, more companies like Rainbow
Yeah.
Sandals to get involved and put the money in to help the kids. There's so many different people, Yamaha Trail Riders Club, Onyx, whoever it is, man. People are in. Team 44.
Yeah.
They're one of the teams here. If those people don't
And-
understand, there's teams that ride together. Team 44, man, they're huge giving back to the community. I
Yeah.
saw them give $5,000 to a school today.
Right.
Right?
How cool. Right.
So cool.
It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
cool. Well, it is a great event, and
But we're better at the shenanigans than they are. I think.
and ultimately, when it comes down to it, the bro time and the cutting up is what makes this event epic too. So
And
Bring
it.
it.
I mean, this huge camaraderie, and then the for anybody who's never ridden in Colorado, this is my first time riding. I've been out here skiing and stuff. I've never been here in the
never
summertime.
seen it
so
with
that-
green.
Yeah,
green
I've
on
never
the
seen
side.
it be green and red, from what I understand. But the
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's insane. You get up
Yeah.
at a pass that's 12, 13,000 feet, and you're looking off, and you're going down. I mean, good God.
It's beautiful.
It's-
We don't get to see that in Georgia, so.
I mean,
Well, Cameron, Johnny, thank you for your time, man. It's a pleasure to speak to you. It's a pleasure to get to see you, and this is part of the other cool thing on this event. I mean, you guys are right here. I spoke to Johnny about to wash his bike. I didn't let him go in front of me. I just washed my bike and make him wait.
He wouldn't go in front of you. He
Oh,
wouldn't do that.
I know he wouldn't, but it's like,
I might,
yeah, I'd let you.
but he wouldn't do that.
No, you'd push your bike in front of me and make me wash it, right?
No.
I do a good
I
job.
don't even
Nick
wash
does.
it.
yeah,
I
he
wash
washes
my
my
bike
bike
the
all
other
the time. He's awesome at it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for the time, man. I hope the rest of your Colorado 500 goes great, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Yeah, thank
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys.
Love it.
All right.
Thanks.
See
Appreciate
ya.
it. See you.
All right. So,
Love you.
Nicholas,
Love
let's.
you. I forgot you.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Hold up.
Love you guys.
He loves you guys.
Yeah. That's the thing I always have to tell you.
Hugs.
Hey,
Love you
hugs,
too.
hugs.
Hey,
Love you.
Cameron, I don't know if,
there it
when
is. You
Cameron
got
was
it.
on our show. Did Johnny say it?
Johnny said it. Johnny
Oh.
Campbell loves Nick Blackman.
Oh my God, you're the first
Cameron
one,
didn't
Johnny.
say it.
I
That-
did
hey,
say it.
Did you?
Didn't? No.
Cameron
On our
said
show?
it first.
I love your hair.
There, you go. There it is. Hey, that's
That
worth
counts.
something.
That
That's worth
counts.
something.
But we
All right.
didn't know if you heard it on our
Thank
last
you,
show.
guys.
On our last show when you were on a few weeks ago, I don't even know how I got started, but whenever who it was, probably because we were drunk doing the show, and so
Probably.
might have been Cliff. But anyway,
Probably Cliff.
right before we would hang up with whoever it was, I mean, I always just go,
Awkwardly.
I love you awkwardly, and then we usually get an awkward silence.
And then you hear him click slowly.
I said right back, I love you. I'm not
Yeah,
scared.
okay, all right, thank
man
you.
hugs are
All
cool
right,
with me, man.
that's
Whatever.
It says a lot about
Hey.
who you are as a man.
I'm not
Johnny
scared.
Johnny Campbell's
loves
on
you.
point.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
He's,
Yeah,
he's the first.
we need to spread love more.
Exactly.
right.
Hey, I'm
That's
with
what
you
this-
on that,
That's
Johnny.
what this country needs.
For
That's
sure.
right.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
All right, thanks
See
a lot,
ya.
guys. Love you guys.
All right. So, Nicholas, we're gonna switch gears and go to Cliff and probably Noah. Is
So I
Noah
think,
around?
what did we talk about where I got here?
We
I mean-
didn't start. We're gonna do this show backwards.
Okay.
We started with two legends.
Right on.
Thank you,
See
Johnny.
you. Thank
and
you,
we're
guys.
going to tell all our dumb stories. We'll switch gears to now. So we did it backwards. Usually it's dumb stories.
Didn't you have a bottle of Fireball when you were up there?
It's in my pocket, but man, I get busted by Ricky or Ryan or. Okay, we need a cup. If we had cups, see, we would have this, but we didn't. So,
What, is
all
it
right, so
illegal here?
Cliff is here, Noah's here, and these are.
Why can't you have Fireball?
I think it's mostly that they want to sell us something.
Oh.
And
So-
we can't move the furniture.
Yeah, that was a serious concern, dude. I'm talking like, you can't move the fire pit, and we're like, can we move the chair? No, you can't move the chairs. Can we sit in the chairs? I just switched gears. Can I sit in the chair?
How are you going to sit? You leaning to one side, you sitting straight? You can only sit straight in those chairs.
Yes. So we got Cliff Amata back in the seat. We got Noah is Cliff's son, and this is the foundation of the Bro Mata life. Hey man, like, are we getting paid by the ounce on this? So
I'm looking at y'all now, and y'all do look a little alike now. Like earlier,
I look more like my mother.
yeah.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
probably
I mean,
do some
yeah,
things.
thank God you look up more like your mother. You must have. She must be a pretty woman.
So I mean, we just talked about, how do we get younger riders to want to ride this thing? And Noah, I would put you in the high B or A level rider. I mean, I would say you'd race the A class is my guess. I don't know, and this is where you live. You live in Aspen. But what do you think of the Colorado 500?
I think the Colorado 500 is a great event. It's you can choose your own pace. You can do some super gnarly shit, which we did yesterday, or you can just ride Jeep roads like we did today. And there's a variety. It's not a race; it's a charity event, so you can pretty much ride whatever. But if you want to do some technical shit, there's definitely
It's here.
It's here.
And
for sure.
Noah is super heavy on the throttle.
Yeah,
You can
that
hear him
450,
coming
let that
and
thing
going.
bark. Let
You
that
can
thing
hear him
bark.
coming.
He's not trying to save gas like me.
No, Nick's like, I can't. How do I keep it below 800 RPM?
Yep.
It idles at like 58
The thing
It's the
idles like
lowest
58
idling.
Yeah.
machine. And so Cliff, I mean, you're bringing your kid. My kid has ridden out here. Well, he rode Nevada, northern Nevada. And he said, hey, I'm never going back and riding that far ever again. And he hasn't.
That's
So
too bad.
I know he will. He'll circle back. But I mean, what's it like to have your kid here? And
Oh, it's a blessing completely. But let's not forget who taught Noah how to ride, Nick.
I didn't teach him how to ride.
I
that
did.
mailman that he looks like might have taught him.
exactly.
No, we hired a coach,
We got
Matt Carlson.
No, not at first we didn't. But
No,
no,
my
I mean,
pops taught me everything I know.
exactly. And he likes to downgrade his ability. But I know
C minus.
he's a C.
rider.
He's a C minus rider. But really, that puts him mid B in my book.
Shit.
Dude, I mean, I said all over and over and over, there's no finish line. I didn't pay an entry fee, and there's no trophy. So I don't have a reason to try to catch your dad. But like Noah had a reason. Every time you were in front, that 450 was eating, coming
Barking,
after
son.
you.
I can't help it.
All right.
He didn't care how many rocks we ate on his way by. He was coming out. He would always run you down.
True that.
It's pretty funny. Got to teach the old man who's who, right?
Well, I don't want to. I like to stroke his ego,
Yeah.
so I take it easy. I back
Yeah.
off,
That's-
because I'm
it's
on the
fine.
250.
so
He's
let-
in fourth gear. I'm in first gear. Let's just make
right, and he's bogging, you're screaming.
And then we got Nick on
Nick.
the
on the 200 beta. So
I'm the only person in Colorado with a 200, I think.
I,
Probably.
It's an
I don't know that
85.
I've seen a 200
I can tell you
slash
this.
85.
Have you?
When we start, and I don't know, like we're starting at 8,000 feet probably, and going up to 12. I can literally, we're at 9. Okay, so we're at 9,000 feet, which the bike has no power at 9,000 feet.
Right, and then we go to
right?
13 almost.
Yeah, because it was so funny. John and I were pulling out somewhere, and usually when we finish a ride at home, I always either across his dam or like when we pull out of the woods where we ride the woods, I'll bust a pretty good 3rd, 4th gear wheelie.
Oh, don't bring that up. Don't
And,
talk about wheelies.
And that bike, and this time I pulled around, I clicked it in 3rd. I was like, I'm gonna rip a wheelie all the way down through here. Nope, nothing. That thing won't. My bike won't even wheelie here. Like I can't even. I have to snatch it up. I'd have to get it on a balance point. There is no wheelie in that thing here, and we leave like 9,000 feet. By the time we get to 12.5, getting close to 13,000 feet, on the way up, I can feel the power going
Leaving
away,
the building.
leaving that bike.
And-
Like it's just dying and gone away.
I
And
also
not to
feel
mention
like-
you melting your rear brake.
Oh yeah, today. So today we come down from 13,000 feet,
14,000.
14,000.
Did we really
feet.
reach 14,000?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
19,000 feet.
Whatever, 21,000 feet we were at.
The problem
so-
up
Mount
there is the
Everest.
planes going by. They're so close.
And I swear I was right. We were coming down together, and so we were in a group. And I
No,
don't.
we weren't together. You were so far back there, bro.
I was-
And we couldn't even find you.
After the break went away, I was right. with you.
Yeah, you
Well,
were.
that's because
You
the
were.
brakes went away, and
Well,
all of a sudden you
Yeah,
keep up.
Yeah, no.
Fast.
I thought, honest to God, I think when I was riding, because we were going to ride side by side. Remember that was the whole thing.
For the camera shot.
Your stupid camera
The
shot with
helicopter
top.
was coming
and I
in.
must have. I guess I had my foot on the brake the whole way down or something, and my brake went away, like it disappeared, like it felt like nothing was
Well, if
connected.
you boil it, if you boil the fluid, it can't compress when
So
it's
I
boiling.
can assure you, the rest of the way, I was going slow,
But-
because I was thinking if the back brake went, how long I got before the front brake goes? So I'm in 1st gear.
Cliff's
just
not impressed by
about-
any of this.
Well,
I'm like
Tricky
a Jake
Nicky.
bake on a
Tricky
semi.
Nicky, when is the last time you changed your brake fluid? Because John said probably in 2012.
No, that bike's not that old. That's the brake fluid from what?
Like,
21?
That bike's a 21, and the last time I've changed my brake,
You've
my
never done rear
my
brake
personal
fluid.
brake fluid
It's
was
stock.
probably 98.
Okay. No one does their rear brake, not in Georgia. You don't.
No.
We always mess with
Because
the front brake.
we don't use rear brakes. You could take them off in Georgia.
Yeah, you really
Because you
could.
go slow?
No, it's
Or-
flat.
It's
Oh,
flat.
It's
flat.
not scary. Like out here,
The only thing we
It's a
use the
commitment.
brake for is to adjust the bike in the air.
in the air, yes.
We never touch the brakes when we're on the ground.
Yeah. So Noah, I mean, let's say you grow. What's your clothing line?
Cooter Co.
Cooter Co. Let's say you
Everyone
grow.
follow the Cooter Co.
Cooter Co.
The Cooter Company.
Yes. Let's say
Is that
you
kinda like
grow
Cooter
that,
Cat?
and you become super wealthy. And I'm telling you, dude, if you don't dream to be wealthy, you won't. You definitely
Gotta
won't be.
get that bigger
Yeah.
fishbowl.
So you need to dream bigger than you really think you can accomplish, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you grow that business or grow whatever business, whatever ends up being your thing. How do you get your friends to want to ride this event? And like they said, bring your checkbook and let's make a donation to these
Yeah.
schools and stuff. Can you ever see that being a thing? Like your dad is like the youngest looking dude here. So he's not going to age out. He'll be one of those dudes singing at the bar down there at 94 or whatever and still riding the event. But
Yeah.
like, do you foresee a way to get more of people your age to come ride this thing one day?
Definitely. I mean,
More bitches.
More bitches. I'm trying to get that cooter up in here.
Nobody listens to this. So you say whatever.
No,
Son.
definitely trying to get. I have a small, limited group of buddies that ride, but the buddies that do ride,
Yeah.
they're all trying to come next year.
Yeah.
And they're all within my age group. So
Well, I think if you share your stories from this, I
Yeah.
mean, it'll have to want to do it, right? It's freaking.
I mean,
epic.
Noah, could you imagine riding with Johnny's son?
Yeah,
Because
that'd be
I know
epic.
you look up to him.
That'd
and
be epic, yeah.
How cool would that be?
that'd be super.
You know, I
epic.
missed there's so much of that conversation. Did y'all talk about all 11 and his favorite bike or any questions that I
we
was
talked
asked?
about his first bike was a XR75.
I heard that, but I mean, like, what was his
He
favorite
lost
race
his
bike?
first time on the RX when he built the first year RX. He lost. but it wasn't his fault. It sounds like everybody else crashed and broke.
But he had, I mean, what about? Did you talk about all those XR600s he used to ride?
I tried to, but it's hard to go there. I mean, it's like he's more current Honda, and
I know
things like that.
Just think, I mean, those XR600s. He was basically responsible for that whole.
Yeah, and
And
he made those bikes work like they were CR250s.
I mean, could he really go faster? Can you go faster on a 450 RX in the desert than you could a
I can answer that question.
XR600?
yes, thank you, Cliff. Somebody who would know.
I rail the trail on a 250 RX. Put me on a 450, I'd be like Noah speed. I'd be slow.
You'd be terrible.
Hanging in the back with you, Nick.
Yeah.
Boiling
Yeah.
brake fluid because the downhill's so steep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
also I think
but
the weight.
still
I think
pass-
you.
Keep going.
I think you're over the weight limit on the 200.
Nick's a big old
I think
dude.
you're a big dude.
I always think you should outweigh your motorcycle. Nobody
Really?
else does
Just so
that.
you know, Cliff and Noah probably weigh the same. Like both of them, same as you, same as me.
I mean, the dry.
They're 110, 115 apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dry weight, when I looked up fuel capacity when we were sitting there trying to figure out how much gas my bike held because it gets terrible gas mileage, and it said the dry weight of my motorcycle was 211 pounds.
Yeah, 125 level.
That means
right
I
there.
outweigh that fucker by like 7-8 pounds.
Yes.
What I noticed on the trail today is you definitely have never checked your sag.
Yes,
Hey, it's sagging
checks
way
his
less
sack,
than
though.
normal.
He
I
checks
just
his
did.
sack once
I
a night.
just put springs on that thing before we came out here.
It used to be completely bottomed out all the time.
Yeah.
So
We got a picture from Mid Ohio when we were those turd XRs, and I'm not even really leaned over in a corner. The first turn, bike is bottomed
It's
out
bottom,
on both ends.
fenders rubbing the tires.
We're not like we go in the first turn. And I've bottomed that bike all the way out. My wrists were sore for like 3 weeks after that race because there's
'cause-
only 2 jumps,
Not your
3 jumps
ass?
on the
Yeah,
track.
I don't think that was the bike that
Oh, no.
made your wrist sore.
No, it was.
well, it might not be.
It was an 86 XR 250, so it
So-
was landing that thing.
landing and
It
hearing
was
the
like-
air box
It
hit
was
that
like
swing arm.
dropping off of that into a push-up position every time you.
Yes.
Is it
Like
the
a 12
undergrip that makes your wrist sore, though? Because
what's
today I didn't want to say anything, but
What? How he holds on?
yeah.
How does he-
Nick's
how does
got
he do it?
great. Nick's got great form. You got great form on the bike. I got
Oh,
video.
no.
I got
Right
video
on.
evidence. I got the follow.
So who
cam.
do you believe?
I
You
do.
believe this guy?
Hey,
You believe him?
And no kidding. Today, at the end of the day, when me and you took out one time, I was I said, man, I just got to get more in a motocross stance. You know what I mean? Like, because I saw you take off, and it got so much easier. Going up that last hill, I didn't take nearly as much abuse.
Yeah.
I think I just
Attack position.
It takes
The
a while
attack
to
position,
figure
yeah.
out how
The
to
curly
ride.
position.
Well, these
Hey,
damn
Curly is definitely attacking.
yes.
He's attacking Ouray, Colorado right now.
But what you
and
don't,
they don't. No one knows.
I
who
don't know if
Curly
y'all have
is
ever
yet.
talked about this, but we have figured out, being from Georgia, why they call these the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because like,
tell us, Nick.
we'll have like one rock section in Georgia, like you'll have a little we
Little
call them
section.
rock gardens.
Yeah.
These are Rocky Mountains. Like there's,
Dude.
it's like riding the roughest rock section you've ever heard for 50 miles.
The best was when we said, "Dude, it's so rocky," and just to watch everybody's face, they're like, "You guys really are stupid.
Yeah, you just
Bunch of
wait.
stupid idiots."
The
That's why we
Colorado-
were so at home yesterday in the roots when it was greasy.
Yeah, we can handle the roots. That's
going
no-
up that thing
Nick
yesterday
loves a
morning.
good
That was a
thick
shit
root.
show.
Yeah,
That was a shit show.
Nick
But I
likes
like
to get
that.
You
rooted.
handled it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the best I've ridden
Yeah.
this whole trip. I was like going up that yesterday morning, whatever that
The
we had the
sloppy,
switchbacks
nasty
with
black
the roots.
dirt.
Wet roots.
I was like, now this feels like home here. I can ride this.
Yeah.
For sure. So, Cliff, here's your chance to say whether you made a mistake or not. Because you don't really know us. You just are like, hey, man, I want you guys to come ride.
Didn't know us before. He knows us now.
He knows us now, but he goes, hey, I want you to ride the Colorado 500. I mean, he extended,
Yeah.
a handshake.
The olive branch.
The olive branch. That's what it is. You regret your decision. Where you at on this? You hating us? I can't read lips. No, say it.
You got to speak up, man, because
Yeah.
you're 64. So when
I'm
you
doing
do
the
it-
my Mitch
when-
Payton
I
awkward
understand,
silence.
but-
Give me a minute, you
Every
guys.
time.
But at 60,
I
Come
forget.
on, can we?
at 64,
Jeez.
when
Why
you do
can't-
that silence, we're not sure if you stroked out or not.
Yeah.
Noah asked me today, hey, Dad, did you stroke out up there? Like, where were you? You were behind Curly. I was like, shit.
Curly,
Let me
don't
tell you
take
something.
it personal.
Curly's standing over here, and I had figured out at one point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride that. Curly's with me. That last one, me and Curly, Everybody left. Me and Curly, we were sitting at the top of the mountain.
On the uphill?
No, on the downhill.
Oh,
Curly
coming
said,
down off
On the
13th.
downhill.
Hey, Curly said, I appreciate you waiting. I said, I'm going to be here the whole time. Right up to my brake went away, and I had to speed up when that went away.
Yeah.
But the brakes went. Let me tell you, and you guys are from out here, you don't get it. There's some, like if you're from Georgia and you're the least bit afraid of heights, or you don't even know if you're afraid of heights.
Oh, yeah.
When you get out here and you're at 12,000 feet and you look off, and not all of it's like this, and it's not like you see some of those Red Bull things in most places, but there are some places where we're riding a 5-foot wide double track, and it's 1,000-foot drop on the other side.
Yep.
It's vertical.
And it's rocky.
You wouldn't like bounce off something. You would just
And there's no tree.
plunge.
You're above the tree line, so there's no tree to catch you.
Yeah.
So it's
a-
rocky as hell. So when you hit and like do your Dumb and Dumber shake when you hit a damn big rock in the middle of the trail, you think, if I just fell off, it'd be the end.
Yeah. It would
I
be
mean,
the-
even transferring on the highway, there's this gnarly highway that goes up to the
The $1
trail.
million highway.
I think it's called the $1 Million Highway.
$1 Million
I always
highway.
heard this.
There is no guardrail.
And how far does that drop, you think?
It looks like
4,000
1,000
feet?
Thousand.
Yeah, I would say more.
Couple
I mean, it's,
thousand.
Thousands of feet.
And there's
no-
semis
Listen.
going on that.
And I tell John the story one time. I used to go to and set up this rock climbing. We had this rock climb tower. It was like 60 feet. And heights didn't really bother me, right? But one day I'm up there setting it up. And I took just like a little weird step. Like I just stepped backwards a little bit. And it scared the shit out of me. I was like, I told my buddy who was up there with me. And I'd never been afraid of it. We were always roped in, And I was like, I got to get down. I got to get down. He goes, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know what happened, but I got to get down, right? And so the first 3 times we did that thing, I didn't think anything about it. And then this morning we went up, I looked over the edge.
I looked at
It
it.
is gnarly.
Hey, and it's like somebody took my breath out of me for a second. I was like,
Well, you could
oh,
die.
shit.
You
It was
could
kind of like
definitely-
probably
Yeah,
when
there's
you
no
saw
chance
Keith
of living.
Urban the first time
And it
Yeah.
took our
on,
breath away.
on Sunday night.
Yeah, when we
Well,
saw
the
or we lost
realization that
Carl Keith Urban.
that Carl is Keith Urban. You said that to me months ago. I think.
Hey,
We got one guy named Keith
I
Urban.
want to bring up too. We got 2 Kiwis with us, and for all you people in Georgia, that means they're from New Zealand.
Yes, we don't know what that is,
And
but
we
it's
don't
They
know
far
don't
how
away.
to
speak English.
And they speak King's English, which John has problems with.
Old Testament.
Old Testament. And so,
Is Nick?
But
Is that different than the deep South that Shorty speaks?
no,
Shorty
we
Long.
got a guy
Shorty
near
Long.
him. His name is an oxymoron. It's Shorty Long, and he's a wonderful guy.
He's like, hey, son.
But he is from that swath of Kentucky that is way further south than what I mean. His accent.
There's
to
more
mine,
family members
I
dating.
know our accent is very, very southern. His is so southern it sounds European.
Dude thought he
It's
was from
prepared
England or
European
something.
style.
Yes, his voice was prepared.
And by the
European
way,
style.
Shorty Long broke his hand on
No.
the first day.
Dude,
Oh,
he's
yeah?
been riding like it's
And
nothing.
he's been riding like it's nothing, and it's
I
swollen
believe
as
that. Shorty Long's a
shit.
tough fella.
I broke my hand at
Shorty
Mammoth
Long.
and kept riding. So
No,
Is that
I
'cause
can
of
John
that-
be
broke
done.
his hand and got better.
Yes, I rode
Did
better.
we tell you that story?
Oh yeah, his finger.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that was,
no. The first day he got a 4th and an 11th. Right, he breaks his hand, and he's like, we all look at it. It's broken,
It's freaking
Novice class.
swollen,
and
all
so
this
he
stuff.
can't hold on anymore. So he keeps. So now he's riding the bike, not holding on loose, holding on with his legs, whatever. Goes 1-1-1-1 the next day, and after he'd been 4th, 11th.
Couldn't pull the
There you
brakes.
go.
Or
Couldn't-
couldn't
yeah.
pull the clutch
There
to
you
hit
go.
the
His
brake.
roll speed went way up.
How
Hit
was
the
your back
corners.
break?
Hey, how's that back break?
I didn't
Hey,
lose
my
it
back brake went out. And
because I
didn't
couldn't pull the
didn't-
clutch in, so I never
Hey,
used to.
I didn't win shit except probably
Last
made the
chance
top 10 now.
qualifier.
Have you
almost-
ever won anything, or is it just like
He's winning life right now.
I
right?
win hearts.
Hell
He wins
yeah.
hearts.
I saw you in the cold plunge today, winning some.
First,
Yeah.
we watched you, Nick. You paced. You had a like a, and you don't mean to be such a badass, but you got your arms out and you're like
He
walking.
was
You're
flicking
like,
his hair and
You know
fixing
stuff.
to get in this damn cold
My wife
plunge,
told me.
bitches.
My wife told me to quit working out because she's afraid I'm gonna get to the can't wipe my ass point of like.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to have
we
hospice.
get through working out.
When you need hospice care because you've been to the gym too much,
Super
that's
Dave
gnarly.
can't say anything. He's there too.
Super Dave.
Dave
He's
with the
there-
damn
he's
gun
closer
show.
to me. But he gets the point. She's like, one day we left the gym. And I guess I was pumped up, and she's like, you need to quit going so heavy because you're gonna get to the where you look like you can't wipe your ass guy. And I was, thank you very much.
So,
I appreciate that.
So let's no,
What? Tell
let's,
me, finish making fun of me about me walking to the cold plunge.
Oh yeah. So
yes.
so Nick paces back and forth, got his
In
arms
his
out.
G-string.
Yeah, well, no, that was falsetto
Oh.
with his stem. That thing looked like he printed those paper pants.
You know the same company that made his
Yes.
bikini?
Levi Strauss.
It looks like they're the same one that made my Elvis Knievel suits.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of camel toe,
Called
lots
Shinesty,
of
yeah.
things showing. So Nick's pacing back and forth like, yep, not many people over here at the cold side.
You mean not many guys?
Well,
Oh, no.
there was a full sausage fest.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
When,
Yeah,
when
that's what I
Nick
thought.
got
But-
in, 4 old guys got out.
But that's no
There
one
were
knows,
old dudes in there.
There's
Oh,
4
we
of 'em.
couldn't see them.
There was
including
4
my
of 'em.
son, which made me a little nervous. But
Yeah.
Well, Nick and Noah would be a serious 1-2 punch. And
Really?
Anywhere they
Yeah.
go.
Hell yeah.
Close
My
Yeah.
wingman, hey,
Hell yeah.
I got him for a wingman. I'm down.
Yeah,
son.
you're good.
Let's do it.
Normally he's got me, man. Shit sucks. It's terrible. So Noah, let's circle you out.
He'll open up a whole new
And let's
demographic for me.
circle let's pull Jeremy in here. Yeah, so thank you, Noah. Let's circle Jeremy in here. So we would be lost as last year's Easter egg on some of this if it weren't for Jeremy. I mean,
Jeremy's been our trail boss.
Jeremy has
Is that what we called it? Is it trail
I'm-
boss?
I'm calling you a
he's
trail boss.
co-trail boss with
Co-trail
Bourbon.
boss. Okay.
So Jeremy, you're from Boston.
That's a Colorado thing because this whole place looks like freaking Yellowstone to me, man.
It's beautiful.
Like I've watched the show, and every time we go down one of these things, I was like,
By God, I'm
this some-
fixing to kill
I was
somebody.
like, this is some Yellowstone
Take my
looking
damn
shit
Dodge
right here,
Dually
man.
right
I'm
now.
like, if I was in a Dodge, I wouldn't drive a Dodge Dually over some of this. Going back to this $1 million highway right here,
that you could just roll your motorhome off of if you weren't paying attention.
there's dudes driving a motorhome over that today
Pulling
on
a
my
trailer.
way down, pulling a Jeep behind it. And by the way, this is the most Jeeps per capita, more
and
than
sometimes cool old Jeeps.
Yeah.
There's a 40, probably 6 or whatever, CJ3A down here at the bottom of the hill. There's a 55 CJ5, which
and
is
then like a 50s Jeep truck right
yeah,
here,
50s
Comanche or whatever.
late 50s, no,
Yeah.
J10 or whatever. I don't know what you'd call
It
it.
wasn't
but
a
it's
Comanche at the time.
late
but it was,
50s.
Maybe it was a Comanche when that
Willys.
was still
Comanches actually used to
when
have
that was still
posts
politically
up here.
correct to call it a Comanche.
But not a Dodge. And we know Jeremy is a Dodge guy.
Oh,
Jeremy is
He's
a
like
Dodge
Kevin
guy.
Costner.
He is.
His
but
Dodge.
I explained this earlier. My daddy once told me never start a fight with a man that owns a Dodge because he's already pissed off.
Yes,
Amen.
exactly. So, Jeremy, thank you for coming on. Colorado 500. You're from Boston, but like you live where? Aspen.
I'm half and half. So I grew up just outside of
So is
Boston.
John.
He spent
And,
17 summers in New Zealand, right?
10.
10.
10,
Okay.
Because he's a pro skier.
Yes.
He was
Well,
a pro
go
skier.
easy with that one.
Eat that mic, Jeremy.
yeah.
It's okay. You don't
Anyways.
don't be
Did
scared.
you
to
ever
eat.
get? Did
Take
you
it.
ever get paid for anything skiing related?
Take it.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
Okay, then you're a pro skier.
Take it.
But
100%.
technically, I could say I'm a pro motocrosser because one time I got $60 for winning the C class at Bremen.
They paid.
They had some crazy thing. They drew a thing out of a hat for. They were going to pay one class.
Oh, and they
it
drew
just
the
happened to be
class.
my class.
Hey, that's about the most
At my
I ever
home
made in the A
yeah,
class.
at my home track.
Oh, the Kiwis have invaded.
Yep.
I like it
We
when they
got-
would say Kyle and Mark.
Bunch of damn foreigners in here on our team.
So
Yeah.
one time today, Mark asked me, so how did you find it?
But it's not Mark.
What is Mark?
Max.
So
Mark.
he said,
It's
how did you
funky.
find it? And I said, oh, it's
Hey,
easy.
hey,
I went down the road and I
He
turned right. He goes,
doesn't go by Mark. He goes by Funky.
Funky.
Yeah.
My man, Funky.
Funky's
Can
in
I
the
call him
house.
Funky? So
You can.
Jeremy, sorry, I'm
That's all right.
easily distracted. But you live in Aspen, right?
Carbondale. Yeah,
Carbondale.
So Aspen Valley.
How do you know all these freaking trails? Jeremy saved us on today for sure.
Because he uses the app that's sponsoring
Yeah,
the
but
Colorado
we
500.
still have
On
come out
X.
okay, and we've got 2 trail bosses, Funky and Carl.
That I
no,
hired.
Jeremy and Carl.
I would say Jeremy and Carl for sure. Carl
And,
knows his junk too.
Funky's probably an assistant trail boss. He's been.
Yeah.
I've
Funky's
seen
in
him look at-
training.
I've seen him look at the map.
Carl's a human navigator.
But
He is.
And,
He's HNS.
I have used the Onyx this year. This is my 4th year, so
Yeah.
But let me tell
I've
you,
been following a lot. So
they-
now this, I'm
neither
kind of
one
in-
of you
So your
look
first
real,
time in leadership.
Y'all have done a
True,
great
full
job, but
leadership,
neither
yeah.
one of you look real confident when you tell us what we're doing.
Hey, you're
Yeah, I
alive,
think we'll
aren't you?
just go up here. And,
Like
hey,
it's
in
been one of those
Colorado,
things. They haven't steered us wrong. I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching.
No, we're here.
That's
at
a
the pool.
strategy
We're
we
here,
have to keep
but
you on
it's like-
edge.
Where are we going? And then they look at each other and they go,
Just
well,
around this.
we're going to go up over into us, different from you guys. We're going to that mountain, and then we're turning left, and we're going to that valley and that mountain.
To us,
And-
that's 10 minutes, right? It should be about 10
and then
minutes.
all we see is a bunch of mountains.
Yeah, but you don't have
we
a
don't
compass
see
either.
anything specific. And then they tried to color code it today, which I'm colorblind, so I couldn't get that either.
Well, one thing about Colorado, though, when they say, let's go to this mountain and then we'll go around it, turn left, it might take you an hour and a half, even though you can
Easy.
see it right there. It's right there.
Yeah,
Hour and a
easy.
half.
Oh,
Hard
yeah.
riding.
Yeah.
Just
When
to
they
get
say-
to your
Because
turn.
they're mountains, not hills.
Well,
Yes,
it's
exactly.
different. Like when we ride trails in Georgia, we're so close to like the truck. We're like, hey man, I'm out of gas. Okay, let's walk back to the truck.
That's why Cliff asked me, like, what do you got in that pack? I'm like, snacks.
Yeah.
Because we never
Did you,
thought
though?
about
Did
having
you have
tools.
snacks?
Yeah, we have snacks.
All right.
And
Tools?
dude
No.
wipes. Snacks
No,
and
we
dude
had
wipes.
snacks the second day because we bonked and nearly died the first day. Super Dave gave us some, what were those things?
He did save us.
The gels. He gave us some
Honey
money
stingers.
shot.
Honey
Anal
stingers.
stingers.
Yeah, he gave us some anal
Anal.
stingers that got us going in a money shot gel.
Yes.
And then Cliff gave us
It
like
did save us because we were bonking hard.
Cliff
And we
chewed
still,
up his bar and then spit it in our mouth like a baby bird.
Thank
He
you,
wouldn't
Cliff.
give us any.
That's the ultimate show of.
I did not.
You would
I
have.
may have
He's sitting
shared
there
some
chewing
5
this
hour.
bar, and we're like looking at him like poor, hungry Ethiopian kids.
Dude,
And,
yes.
and he were like, he's
Wearing
like,
Korean track shoes.
oh,
like,
guys, you want some of this bar? Open up.
But that
He
thing
spits
about
it
that
in.
is Curly had already chewed it, then I chewed it, then
Yeah.
you got sloppy thirds.
damn, Curly.
I'm not going to let you talk
What
bad
the
about
hell,
Curry.
man? I thought it was from you. I didn't
I
know
know.
it'd already been through Cliff.
Oh,
we,
yeah?
we have a picture of Curly spitting food into my mouth today.
Oh yeah.
That-
Oh,
I don't
was
know
that,
if that was spit.
Down,
I think it
That
was
was
tongue.
not spit.
downtown Silverton.
thought it was
That's
tongue.
Curly's delivery method. Tongue.
Tongue.
He likes
Yeah.
to bring it with the tongue. So, but
But
no,
Nick, mind you, if anyone's submarine their bikes 4 times in one day, you probably need some. You probably have some Bonkville happening.
Well, yeah.
I'm not
lots
sorry,
of,
buddy.
lots of.
I never did not make it across whatever that water was.
Debatable.
That water was deep.
What do you two guys
I'm in
have in
across.
common?
Uh-huh.
You ride the 2 biggest piece of shit bikes that are manufactured.
that are available.
Yeah, maybe so.
Dude,
We're-
they're
I'm not
guinea
even
pigs.
gonna
They're
argue,
freaking
man.
Solid.
we're good there. We're there. We're getting it. I mean,
are they called Betty's? No.
Yeah.
Betas.
Betty's, yeah.
Beta.
Betty.
they're called alphas.
Alpha, beta.
Alpha.
So, but for real, I think the main thing is you haven't gotten us lost.
I got
Yeah.
a key. I
Dual
got a
navigation
navigation
system.
Hey, what
I have
about
a Kiwi
yesterday when
navigational.
Noah, after driving around downtown in the back streets, where were we yesterday? And you guys couldn't find where to catch the.
Lake City.
Lake City.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was
did
brutal.
pull
That
That
it.
was
was
the one time
And I
Georgia.
don't
that
want to
was
get on
like
y'all
a-
that like I clearly saw this big giant sign that was where we were supposed to turn, and everybody just kept going, and I was like, well, I guess they know what they're talking about. Then we drive
the
2
big
miles down
giant
the
sign
road,
said Engineer Pass, and
take
which
a left here, and
our
everybody,
human navigation systems.
and I'm thinking
Jeremy and Carl.
I'm
Jeremy-
pretty
Jeremy
sure we're supposed
missed
to
it.
turn there.
I did.
What threw them off? They were taking. You weren't losing your own intuition. You took the advice of the guy that said, "Oh, it's about a mile down the road."
Yeah. And that
It
was
was
like
really-
a quarter of a mile.
So
It
he
was-
was that dude had to be at least 64 years old, and it was like it was really like 100 yards.
It was 100 yards.
It was 100
yeah.
yards.
It
where
might
we
have
were
been
supposed to
10
turn instead
blocks
of
at
miles.
best.
That's
Yeah.
what threw y'all off. But it is amazing that y'all haven't gotten us lost in these mountains because
Some of this is new for you. Like I knew the way out of Lake City, but I wasn't confident.
and if you guys are
But,
moto
like-
guys and you haven't ridden in the freaking Rocky Mountains,
The back country
it's
of
not
Colorado.
the same shit, man. Because it's not. There's no going back to your truck.
It'll make you thankful
There's
you're
no
alive.
like. They're like, oh yeah, we're almost back. Well, how long is it going to take? 2 hours. And you're like,
yeah, when
holy
you're almost
shit.
back, it's only 2 hours,
And
and
not
that's
all-
2 hours longer than you should have ridden that day.
And not only is it 2 hours, it's 2 hours of something that will scare the living shit out of you if you don't know. Like,
well, you start getting tired. You start riding sloppy,
yeah, you
sloppy.
when
Keeping
you're-
up with Curly.
Hey, when you're
Try to keep up with Curly.
8 hours into a ride, that gets, dirt bike miles are like, you don't go as fast on a dirt bike as you do on a damn road bicycle. You know what I mean? Just
Sometimes.
because
when the
terrain-
forks fall off.
terrain.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
So, I mean, 100. We did 150 miles on a dirt bike yesterday.
And it doesn't mean 150 miles cruising to work. It means the
150
hardest,
yes.
gnarliest single track at first,
So we started out in some single
which
track. that
wastes all your
rivaled-
energy.
That was like a good Georgia snotty
GNCC.
GNCC loop,
2
except
hours.
for it climbed 5,000 feet, probably 4,000 feet.
The way
something
your
like that.
lats-
There's definitely 120 miles of full concentration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not room for
No.
negative
Like
energy
when
in
we were
your
on
life.
we were on the pavement. Okay, we can kind of. But even then, on the pavement with these bikes, you're hoping your tires stay on.
Especially with
I know.
Carl's front
Shit.
wheel.
Right.
I know Carl had the
Carl had
Flintstone
that
shit.
damn
That motherfucker looked
cobblestone
like, he
wheel.
looked like Fred Flintstone shit.
That's not a
yesterday,
Honda.
but
It's exactly.
That's not
It's
round.
the old Husqvarna.
That is not round.
Husqvarna. It was not round. But Jeremy, so what do you?
He bought his bike was the year after they invented the wheel.
Yeah, it's like the first production run. They're still kind of handmade, hand chiseled.
That shit
Jeremy,
was-
what do you do in the Carbondale, Aspen Valley? Like, what's your job?
Home management.
Okay.
So I manage a bunch of private vacation homes for
For
people.
rich
so
people.
You
for
own your own
wealthy people.
company.
I own my
Yeah,
own
you're
company.
self-employed.
Yeah.
Yep, which probably
Yeah.
gives you the ability to
You
be
have
here.
to be. What asshole takes off a week to go riding? And
Yeah.
Jerk. I'll
Exactly.
tell you who does. Bunch of damn jerks. That's who takes off a week
Well,
to
when
go
I
ride.
told
What
them
kind
two
of man
Georgia
just
guys
takes
are
a-
coming, they all signed up. It
Yeah.
was like so easy.
You weren't going to have a crew until we were
Oh,
here.
I was by
listen,
myself, and
do you
then I
get
said,
I just
at the
said make
banquet,
sure
do you
they
get
has
some
bibs.
kind of award
Right.
for having
That's it.
the most foreigners on your team? You get an award. You get.
We got
two
one,
Kiwis
two,
and two Georgia
three,
guys.
four.
two of them don't speak English. The guys
Yeah.
from Kiwi Land,
And
Yes.
we don't speak
and
English.
you guys don't speak English.
And damn Shorty Long
I had
is
to have
European.
I had, and
translator.
Curly doesn't because he's from Jersey.
Yes.
Who is exit 29 or whatever that is, right?
And so is it
Jeremy was the only guy, and then
Hey,
I talked my
You're
son into
getting on
coming.
here soon.
If you had Shotty Long on here, you'd
Shorty
probably-
Long.
If you had Shotty Long on here, you'd win for sure.
So, but no, so I'll tell you what happened to me all day, Jeremy, is I was like, man, if I knew somebody like Jeremy, like I could own a house out here.
That's true.
I'd just be like, hey man, get that thing ready, we're coming, or whatever. You know, keep the grass cut. Whatever.
For any of our regular listeners, I'm interrupting, of course. I don't care. I just
can't
joined this
believe
party.
it.
But John is sitting on our bottle of Fireball like he's trying to hatch a fucking egg.
But look what it looks like.
No.
The
So-
bottle of Fireball was
so
a bottle of
normally
Fireball.
when we get the Fireball, it's nice and cool.
And there's a frozen
Now
one
it's
in the
egg.
freezer right
But
there.
now
it's egg
every
warm.
time, now I take a drink, I'm thinking it's John's ass temperature warm.
The ass
That's
temp-
exactly
and he
what it
would
is.
know.
Whatever the ass temperature is. So
Yeah, but
what's your story?
I'm telling you, all day I rode. I was like, because I sent my wife a picture right up here from the main street of this house, and she's like, "Buy that for me." You know, we're joking, obviously.
She's not joking.
She's not
Come
joking.
on, we know.
But
We
I'm
know
like,
you got
she's
the
not
money.
dude,
joking.
if you had a contact that could keep, because Jeremy's like, hey man, some people like they want Fruit Loops in the cabinets, they want milk in the fridge, grass cut, you know, everything dialed for when they arrive.
So you
Some
buy
peop-
it. You buy it through Noah, and you
Okay.
have Jeremy manage
That
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I need that in my house
And
at
then I have
home.
the
I
two
can't keep-
Kiwis help me with the maintenance
Navigation.
side
And
of
the
it. They're always
Kiwis- the
there.
Kiwis
That's
do the
how I know
yard
these
work.
guys.
Is this for real?
Yeah, that's how I know those guys.
I don't even know that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't keep it with
This-
my
Mark's,
house at
Mark's
home.
the
I can-
ultimate mechanical technician.
He'll
I can-
fix your
I can
toilet.
totally feel that.
Yeah. And then Carl's the ultimate handyman. He
You know the
does-
plunger in the
he does
toilet.
anything
He's
and everything.
pro
He's a-
level.
Listen,
Damn.
this is what I-
Anybody drops a huge
Yeah.
deuce,
Well,
Mark's your
Cliff
man.
kept sitting on the plunger.
If
so
your
they didn't
wife
know what
needs to ride to
do.
the airport, Urban picks her
They
up.
had to
like,
call someone else in.
Handled.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is what I like
Urban's on
about
the
We
phone.
haven't spoken about how beautiful
Yeah,
Carl
no,
is.
we're going
Oh,
to talk.
man.
Hey, what about if I give up
Wait.
my headset to those two guys?
Let's put them in
Yeah.
here.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
can-
Put,
We'll
uh,
circle them out. Or circle.
circle
I know
out.
Carl.
Put
We're not
Funky on
recording.
first. Put Funky on for a
It's
minute.
just us. Funky.
Come on, Funky.
Come on, Funky.
Funky.
Hey, thanks again, fellas.
Yes, thank you so much.
Take-
Put Funky. You don't have to talk much. We just want to hear that little sexy accent.
We just need to hear
Oh,
you
we
say
get you
jet
both on,
boot.
right?
Let's hear him say jet boot.
Jet boot.
If he could say jet boot. Carl,
me- hey.
we're not recording anymore. The GoPro's dead. I believe. I see a red light, but I think it's dead. Oh, we're recording on the phone. Nick, take the last of that fireball.
I'm going to get the last of this. So
For sure. That'll be the finale. Okay. And we're at an hour and 9. These shows usually run 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we're not going to drag this out too long. But welcome to the show, Mark
So, listen.
and Carl, right there.
and
And
Mark,
they are New Zealanders
Mark's
as hard.
nickname is Funky, right?
And he doesn't stink.
No, he doesn't funk. No, it's a different kind of funky.
So,
But let me tell you what I heard about Funky, and I can tell you why he could be an honorary Georgian.
okay,
He could be an honorary Southerner,
Southerner.
right? It's because during Funky's rugby days, he was the guy that they just put out there. He was the enforcer. Right when it starts, he goes there and knocks
Easy
his
on
shit.
that
Hey,
damn thing, Carl.
Carl's
Kicking the shit out of this table.
Hey, Funky goes out and knocks the shit out of the biggest guy on the other team.
Walks straight to the biggest dude and just punches.
Takes him the fuck out just to let him know who's up.
See, that would have been handy right there if one of you could have told me that, because I got smart with him 2 or 3 times. I'm not the biggest guy, so maybe that's why I didn't get hit.
That's right. You didn't punch him. Which I was happy that he's past those days because I am the biggest guy.
Because you would have got the shit
and I
knocked out of you. Funky would have dropped your ass.
I'm not interested in getting punched in the face.
So, Mark, let's hear it. Say hello.
How's it going?
It was pretty
It
good.
was his best.
What kind of motorcycle do you ride?
We got a KTM
You mean-
300.
you mean
XC.
KTM.
KTM.
The KTM.
KTM. You sure do have a pretty mouth ball.
Exactly.
Um,
So, but yeah, you're on a KTM 300, right?
It's 2019 carbureted, pretty old school.
Yeah. But it hasn't left you stranded yet.
No, it's a great bike.
So somehow you've got a Georgia connection.
Yep.
What the heck is that?
Wife's from Georgia.
Okay.
We met 24 years ago.
Where's your wife from exactly?
Suburbs of Atlanta.
Which one?
He can name it. He knows all the roads too.
I'm with Kevin Kelly and watch.
Okay, do it, Kevin Kelly.
Kind of the fancier, I think, back in the day, but
Buckhead,
No, it wasn't Buckhead. I think back in those days, I don't think it was a whole lot around there.
Alpharetta.
Could have. I think it was Alpharetta.
There we go.
And
What was her name?
Oh
Her name's Carrie.
Oh.
Carrie what?
Carrie McAllister.
Oh,
yeah.
stop
In the
it,
old
Nick. Nick does know her.
She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
She's Georgia Peach.
Yep.
Is that what you guys call her?
That's what we call them. And hey, I'm telling you, the girls from Georgia,
the smoking hot, bro.
they're the most beautiful women.
Yeah,
I've
They
been,
are the most beautiful
They
women.
are. I have
I've
to
been
agree
in
with that.
multiple airports. I know that's not the best selection possible.
Yep.
But it's got to be a pretty good representative. They got a little bit of money. They can travel.
Yep.
Georgia's got the
I
prettiest
got to tell
women.
you, from Georgia, like Southeast has the prettiest women.
Yeah.
And then next to that would be the only reason that San Diego, like Southern California, doesn't rival Georgia is because in
That's
Southern
Georgia's.
California they all look just alike.
True.
Like
Yeah.
they're all Stepford, blonde
True.
hair, blue eyes. They
Stepford.
don't.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
They don't look. They all look the same. Like you go to
Yeah.
a club, and they all look exactly the same. Kevin and Kelly, I went to after San Diego Supercross one time. Went to one of those clubs that they have to pick you to come in. Right? You know, they got the guy at the door, like saying.
They immediately told Nick, "Hey,
Yeah.
hurry up, get in."
And so no, Kevin and I just happened to get in because he knew Jimmy Button and
Yes.
Reed had won the Supercross that night, and so we got in. There was. Every woman in there was probably a 9 because there's no such thing as a 10, and except for my wife. And so, and there, you see how I'm trying to do that. So I'm out of town for a couple
very
weeks here.
smooth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they all look exactly alike. They look like clones.
In Georgia, you got a full range. You got brunettes, redheads, blondes, everything, and they're all. And
Listen
they
to
have,
John. You saw John throw redheads in there like people care,
like,
just because he's a redhead.
hey man, it's mean. So go ahead.
No, I'd agree. I mean, when I first met Carrie, you know, she was going to Athens, Georgia. I mean,
University of Georgia.
Some of the, beautiful. The women were amazing.
For sure.
So,
But you weren't looking, right?
no, hell no.
No, it's just peripherally. you
And
have
that's
to
the
see
smooth
it.
vocal stylings of Carl right there, the human navigation system.
Tell us, Keith Carl Urban.
Keith Carl Urban. No one knew his middle name was Carl until
I know.
this trip.
We were straight up Keith
He's a
Urban.
beautiful human being. I mean,
He's a
let's say
good-looking
you
guy.
put Nick Blackman and Carl kicking it down Main Street, Uray.
That's right.
How bad did the restaurants empty as the women
I mean,
come
we could get.
to
Listen, all we got to do is throw that accent out there, Keith over there.
the Keith Urban? Can you say Keith Urban? Say Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
See,
Yeah,
that's pretty
see,
freaking solid
If
right
I
there.
could just practice that accent,
So I can say one thing. I mean, everybody in this group is a good rider. But Carl, he had this thing where he was going to push Curly. He decided. He called it. Man, the only way we're going to get to eat dinner tonight, because we kept taking damn breaks. We're stopping to talk. We're like, yeah, it's beautiful out there. Look at this vista or whatever. Well, we kind of need to keep
fuck them
rolling.
Curly.
No,
got you.
listen,
Me and you,
Curly, I'm
baby.
not dogging you.
Love you too.
But Carl decided he was going to push Curly. And out here on this Bureau of Land, I guess it's BLM. I don't know if it's Bureau of Land Management land. There, if you come to a gate and it's closed, you open it, let your riders through, and then you got to close it again. So I'm waiting. So Curly comes through, dusts me out. He didn't even let off. You know, he's just slinging dust all over me. And then here comes
Curly buried you with
he soaked me
he
today.
soaked you today.
So I knew Cliff was going to give me a bath on this big puddle, so I jammed the brakes, and I didn't know Curly was right behind him. And these jokers, it was probably about 25, 26 gallons of muddy, gnarly-ass iron ore or some shit that just eats all the plastic on your bike. That's what he covered me up with. But no, the day that I'm holding the gate, the one gate I've had to hold on this trip, Carl decides to run down Curly. And I'm talking about professional level, paid by the throttle twist kind of thing. I got to see you at full tilt through that valley right there. And dude, I know you can ride good. I mean, there's no doubt everybody in this group can. But like, how long have you been riding?
Only 12 years.
Oh my God. I'm at 40. Nick, you're at 40 something.
I don't know. I took a break though.
Oh yeah, you took a break.
We were on a break.
How about you, Mark?
12 years.
God, what
Yep.
the heck?
Yep.
Well, they didn't
Jerks.
let y'all ride till you came to America?
Oh, that's what it was. Socialist
it's-
country.
No, I mean,
Well, we had
it's-
10 speeds.
Yeah, we
Speeds?
didn't have a whole lot of money in New Zealand, you know. I mean, we're kind of like third world and stuff, you know.
But so basically, your skill came from Cliff Amata. Like he was the
It did,
gateway.
actually.
Cliff is going
I did.
Listen, Cliff is
I
going
mean-
to take credit for every bit of
He's
talent
the
that you guys
gateway to
have.
performance,
we
dude.
got to give Cliff some props because you know, following Cliff back in the old days was a big plus.
Before he turned 64?
yeah, I mean, we're talking when he was 50.
Yeah, back when he was 50. When he was,
He
Two,
can
maybe.
still open up.
Yep.
oh, he
Cliff
could
goes-
still
Doug-
ride.
Cliff
Doug-
goes good. I'm not listen, everybody in this group goes good except me probably, but everybody goes good.
No, even then though, Nick, on that single track, we weren't waiting on you.
I have my moments.
That junk was hard, dude, and it
Yeah.
rained a lot here in Colorado.
Listen, that was the first, like I was like, this is fun.
It is fun. It requires everything you got. There's not room for negativity in your life. It's all gone during that time on the bike, right?
You got to look forward. Let me tell you the hardest thing to ride for me, and you guys, you're going to laugh your ass off, but for people that have never been out here, they've got these big, long, flowery fields that are like look like-
Flaherty. We say
they look
Flaherty.
like what's her name in The Sound of Music. I mean, they're just it's beautiful, right?
So pretty.
So they have a trail cut across the side of a mountain through this flowery field. It's about 5 inches wide.
Yes, which
And
a
so-
tire is 4.5
So it's about an inch wider than your tire.
or half.
It's like riding a rut at Gatorback that's 2.5 miles long,
Yes.
right? And so if you don't look 40 yards in front of you, you're going to run up the side. You're going to turn out
you'll
like
crash.
I will be a better rider when I get home. And that is the safest.
Well, you do 8 hours of something,
Hey.
you're going to get better at it.
That's the safest thing we've done all weekend, and it's the thing that killed me more
most.
than anything.
Yeah.
It's just trying to ride a straight line in this rut across the
The
field.
rut is I don't know what 6-8 inches deep.
I damn near got attacked by multiple ground squirrels during this whole thing. That son of a bitch almost got me.
They got erect tails.
Yes, they do
Their
have
tails
erect
are very
tails.
erect.
It broke my concentration.
So let's circle back though. So you both of you are from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you end up? Where do you live,
Put another shrimp
Salt.
on the bar.
Carl?
I live in Basalt as well.
You live in Basalt, and
Yeah.
you're too in Basalt,
Basalt, Colorado, yeah.
which is where the Colorado 500 originated,
Yep.
and it's a big deal,
Work
right? So-
visas. Y'all like work visas or something?
boys,
No,
illegal.
You come across that? What?
They
yeah.
married
They
so they
married.
could
We were
get rid
married
of the
and,
green card problem.
Yeah, it's
kids
crap.
and
Yeah.
you know,
How's that work?
2 girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works. Yeah,
I get it.
But no, so to only be riding 12 years, I mean, it's pretty nice that you just get it on some of these extremely difficult trails, no crashes.
Well, this is some of the best trail systems in the world.
I think so.
I believe
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I mean, listen. It's a whole different ball game when you come out to ride something like that. Like you're not in your like. I want y'all all to come down to Itchicani for a little while,
Yeah, let's put you on something we're used to.
like foot deep sand.
It's not a foot deep; it's way deeper.
Yeah, But it is different. And now I've loved every second of it though, because like I said, I will be a better rider. I felt better on certain sections of that rocky stuff
today
at the
than you did
end
Monday.
than I did earlier today. You know what I mean? Like it felt. I finally got. I literally watched Noah the one spot, and I was like, I gotta get my damn moto position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
and
important.
everything just got easier. But it is. This has got to be one of the best trail systems in the world for riding. If anybody that. I mean, now I don't know what the hell you do if you come out here by yourself, you're going to die.
Dangerous.
You're
dangerous.
literally
You
bare
pray
food.
to God.
Yeah.
Pray to God. That's your only hope, right?
Yeah.
So
Wrestle a bear.
you can be honest, both of you. When on Monday night, when me and Nick said we're not going out to dinner, we're going to bed,
Pussies.
and then Cliff saw us in the hot tub together.
Gay.
Yep.
Like, what was your? Like,
I think they've already.
I just summed it up, I think.
Yeah, that was really what you thought. Noah thought we were packing the trailer up and leaving because somebody saw us out at the trailer, so we must be calling it right.
I thought you guys were spooning in the hot tub, but
We weren't spooning.
okay.
No.
But
There's two other dudes.
We
so
had
it
a
could-
man spray on. Yeah.
It was awkward.
And neither one of those dudes were hot. So
Right.
You guys
I
aren't
stopped
you're not
Yeah.
the first ones we've sent running. That was
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, you didn't send us running. We were right back the
Well,
next
not running,
morning.
but just crying a little
Yep.
in the corner.
I
didn't-
think on Monday night we were freaking crying, dude. We didn't go to dinner.
I was ready to go, but I was
Look
tired.
at me. You think I ever skip a meal?
Listen, it's not that we didn't want to go to dinner. Rainbow Sandals sponsored the beer tent with
With the Coney Island hot dogs.
I ate. This is no shit, y'all. Y'all didn't know this about why we didn't go to dinner. I ate 4 hot dogs and
he did.
2
actually.
salads, and then like 3 ham sandwiches.
Yes.
So we weren't really hungry at that point.
It wasn't that we hated you guys, but at that point you had tried to kill
I
us.
was tired though.
All we had as a perspective was they tried to kill us.
Yep.
And I've ridden long days like that, but I've never ridden that much single track. That's shy of racing a national enduro, which
Yeah.
I did that 22 or 3 years ago. That's national level
But
enduro.
the
right
difference
there.
in a national enduro and coming out here though, and some of that single track we rode, is when we do it at sea level, it's flat. You know what I mean? We're just not used to freaking
9,000 to 12,000 feet.
elevation change that's straight up and straight down.
So what? And so when you came from New Zealand, did you come straight to Colorado, or did you lived somewhere else, or one of you?
We travelled up to Canada
Oh, Canada, eh?
to try find a job, and then
Okay.
found people that sent us to Aspen.
Okay, so
cool.
two places. What did you do, Mark?
yeah, I did the same. Carl,
Well, he
on a
was
trip.
with me.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you're
we
together.
both came over.
So
from,
you guys were dating.
So
You were you dated back then.
Who let you know that the
Kidding.
prettiest girls were in Georgia and made you go? Look?
Yeah, how the heck,
so
man?
She
Carrie and
hunted
I
him
met
down.
in Aspen, and she was just out visiting a friend of mine, and we hit it off really well, and went back to Atlanta and met her old man, and old man's like 6'2", big boy.
Ready to kill.
Yeah, he's getting ready to rip my head off, and
Don't be coming here with that accent thinking that you're going to take my daughter
and
Colorado
so anyway, I get there and
to Curly
the
Rado.
car's broken, and I used to be a diesel mechanic, so fixed the car. The old man's like, "Who is this guy?"
So he
you know?
has some value.
Yep. So got some
Hey.
got some brownie points there.
That does help. I would tell
the
you
way
for sure.
to the way to a Georgia man's heart is through his car.
Yep.
Through his carburetor.
So I fixed the car. We got on the Honda Accord, loaded it up, went to Aspen, and the rest is kind of history.
That's-
But just kind of
Talking about a little place called Aspen.
Now, does she?
And,
She likes it here, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean
Dude,
she
it's-
misses the family a little bit, but
she doesn't miss humidity.
No, I think she loves the heat.
She does.
Yeah,
Wow.
she loves the heat.
She's forgotten about
That's
it. She
'cause
does
she's-
not
yeah.
love it. She's
Yeah,
forgotten.
The humidity and heat's like an old girlfriend. You remember all the good shit.
Yeah, you've forgotten that you can't wear nice clothes ever because you're just going to sweat
and
them
that you
out.
can't breathe at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, Carl, what did you say? Like, you hit the airport in Atlanta, you walk outside, and it felt like
Walking into molasses.
yes, molasses,
exactly right.
dude. I mean, that's it. So, well, hey, we're having a good time with you dudes. I mean,
Yeah,
for real.
no.
I know.
You guys are
really-
listen. Whatever John says, I consider all you guys friends now.
For
I
sure.
mean, it's been and I appreciate you accepting him as a ginger.
It was close. You
It
thought
was
about
close, yeah.
He's a pretty tan ginger.
Yeah,
it. Yeah, undoubtedly there are gingers with clear skin, and you can see their skeleton and like their veins and stuff.
So do y'all have gingers in New Zealand?
Yeah, we actually call them gingers.
Gingers?
Gangers. You got a bloody ganger. I don't think you use bloody though.
No, you're the wrong accent.
Sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
We do have a hug a ginger day.
Hug a ginger day?
Ginger day.
We have that every couple of days. I give John a hug.
Yeah, he does, man. He gets in there deep. All right, well, thank you guys. Let's switch out. Let's bring the ultimate 1-2 punch of Cliff and Curly. And
Cliff's already been down there. Let's bring Super Dave and Curly.
Yeah, but I can tell. That's fine.
Oh, we do.
Dave,
I'm pumped.
Dave, get in here real quick. We'll talk about how much you can curl, because I guarantee you. So yesterday, I didn't realize it was Dave. He's kicking it through the parking lot, and I'm like, hey, I bet. And I don't know who I said it to. I probably said it to you, Jeremy, maybe. I might have said it to Mark. I'm like, look at this dude down here with the gun show. And turns out the dude with the gun show was Super Dave. He'd been hiding it all day in a Climb jersey.
Super Dave saved our life yesterday with
when we were falling apart.
Some damn food, yeah.
I gave you some spooge.
Some spooge.
Some spooge.
Hey, yeah.
We are
Curly,
Georgia,
you can pull in here.
Our inexperienced. Come on, Curly.
Curly,
Get
bring
in
it
here,
on
Curly.
in, dog. Get in
Sit
here
down
deep.
next to you, boy.
Get in here deep. I'm going to get very emotional with you.
Yes. So John and I did not take enough food out on the trail.
Because in Georgia, everything is 8 feet away.
Well, because, like I'm used to eating breakfast, then second breakfast, then pre-lunch, then lunch, and then mid-afternoon snack, and then dinner. And so we, at this point, we had breakfast of some sort. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either,
much.
but it was the standard hotel.
Some powdered eggs, yeah.
Yes.
And then we split a bar at noon. And
because
then,
these clowns skipped lunch and tried to kill us.
and we were still, they all had
that was
lunch.
part
They
of
had
the plan.
They're all from Colorado, dude. They're freaking fit.
They had meat sticks and all that, you know what I mean? And so next
God
thing
dang
you know.
meat sticks.
But anyway, we're going to talk about Curly for a second. Let's get back on Curly.
No, I wanted to start with Dave.
Oh, okay. Let's
Dave.
finish Dave. Dave's biceps.
Dave is a ripped individual. I didn't even know it was him because he'd been in a jersey all day.
I know.
All of a sudden, he's wearing this Climb T-shirt, and I'm talking about the thread stretch.
Those sleeves are
They
screaming.
were not rated for this.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, okay, so here, first night, I go, hey, Dave, I hold up a picture of Mark Barnett. I'm like, do you think you look like this?
He does look like
Dude,
Mark
and Mark Barnett's from Illinois. I don't know where you're from.
Jersey.
Jersey. Okay,
We
so
got two Jersey boys.
two
a little
Jersey
bit of
boys.
northern accent, which is the bomber. He's from
Yeah.
Illinois, even though he grew up in Alabama racing, but he's from Illinois. You look like him. You freaking ride a motorcycle like nobody's business, and you got guns that are equal to my thighs.
Yep.
How much can you curl? Yeah, it's okay to say. We're
You know, I can, I don't know.
a couple of
How
cars.
many thousands, 12-ounce curls can you do in a
Well,
row?
I can curl a beta.
There you go.
Right on.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah,
211.
Yeah, he did. Listen,
What was dry weight?
hey, everybody left us yesterday. Super Dave was the only one with me. My bike died again when I went through that fucking 19-foot.
The beta has a big gaping hole in the exhaust
I
pipe area.
believe I curled it.
Yes, and he put that fucker up on his back wheel.
So we didn't get to witness this part.
No, it was
the mud hole was how
listen,
deep?
The skies opened up, fucking rainbows and shit shot out. Dave curled that puppy up. We hit that kill switch and started at the same time. And it didn't start standing up like it did before, but we put it down. She fired
And
off.
she cranked.
I gave Dave a hug, and we came on up the trail.
So
Yeah.
Dave, you're from New Jersey. How the heck did you get out to Aspen, Colorado?
I moved out there to ski. I
Yeah.
wanted to try and compete in skiing, and that's kind of where I met Jeremy.
So for real,
Yep.
mogul skiing, right? I mean, we're
Mogul
talking
skiing.
moguls.
Yep, freestyle. Yep.
Wow,
That's awesome.
freaking radical. We're in the presence of radical,
I know.
and we hadn't even got to Curly yet.
No.
So think about that. I mean, when people that don't know, you will know in just a second. It'll change your life. But no, for real. So Jersey to Colorado, those states do not compare. Like, I have only landed at the airport in Jersey, and I always call it the landfill state, because if you're headed to New York,
It's the Garden State.
I know, but
And
you
there's good
pass so
riding
many
there.
damn landfill. There's good riding in Jersey?
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you
North
serious?
Jersey, for sure.
Wow. This
Yeah.
this is breaking news, folks.
No.
I don't know that. I know
think
Colorado's
there
a
is.
destination.
Motocross was a big part of The Sopranos. That was all in Jersey.
Exactly. So, all right. So, I mean, you like living in Colorado, right? I
Love
mean,
it.
this state
Love
is
it.
amazing, right?
it.
Do you walk outside and forget to look up and see the view?
Well, Steamboat is nothing like.
Oh, I said you lived in Aspen.
Around here.
Yeah, he lives
I'm
in
over
Steamboat.
in Steamboat. It's a lot smaller, rounder mountains, and everything is kind of below tree line.
Yeah.
So
Steamboat is the
you come here and it's steep.
Steamboat.
Seriously steep.
Steamboat is the new trendy, not new, but over the past 20 years developed into the Instagram.
They go
capital.
to get your
Like,
Instagram photos.
Yeah, because you want to say you're in Steamboat. They went from being a town like this to having,
They got them a Walmart, son.
$10,000 a night. I mean, there are houses there that are $10,000 a night, right?
Yes, there are.
I mean-
And actually, Aspen ski area bought out Steamboat now.
Oh my god!
So
Do you know Billy Kidd?
met him.
Met him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy, if you don't know Steamboat story, Billy Kidd was from Steamboat. He was the first or the only American at that
Olympian,
time. He was the
yep.
first Olympian to maybe win a medal for
Slalom,
United
I
States in
believe.
slalom. And so when you go to Steamboat, it was the thing in Steamboat to wear a cowboy hat because the guy's name was really Billy Kidd, and he would wear and so you'd go out on the slopes back in the 90s and see him late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And it was like a thing for him to be out there skiing, and people go up and meet him. And
I still believe he greets people every day.
yeah.
And
Pretty
top-
cool.
top
That's
of
pretty
the
cool.
gondola.
There are some
Yeah.
really good human beings out here. I mean, I can tell you that just based on the
Colorado's
people.
full of nice people.
It really is.
Yeah.
Me and Nick are walking to the store this morning. Some lady happened to live one county over from us, but she lives here, and she just starts talking. And I mean,
Yeah, like she knew us
I mean,
forever.
yeah,
But she was actually from, or she lived in Georgia for a little while.
Floyd County.
Floyd County. She lived in Rome, Georgia,
Rome. Yeah.
near Somerville.
So Dave, how long have you lived out here?
I moved here in 92.
Yeah.
I moved to Steamboat in 92.
And you ride a KTM as well, just like
do.
the Kiwi.
Whatever you said, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that
It's-
no one
it's
can
actually
understand that foreign
it is
language.
A KTM.
KTM.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
They-
But
exactly. But hey, for real, it's been a pleasure riding with you like this whole time because in order to complete what we complete, you got to have a really good attitude and you got to be a relatively calm and not lose your junk easily because this place will kill you.
Oh yeah.
You can
And
die.
like I said, everybody in this group's a good rider. You're a great rider. Man. It's
And
been fun.
we didn't really focus on it earlier, but the attitudes. This is a serious crew. This is a good crew.
They're the Team Bromata.
Multiple
No-
rank,
no
100%. And dude,
No doubt.
I have experienced it on a level like, I think me and Nick, we got a pretty good crew of dudes that we can kind of ride with and
Yep.
stuff. You guys have a great crew.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you do.
Yeah.
For
The
sure.
truth, and you're part
No,
of that.
I feel
so.
fortunate that I got invited this year. I was a rookie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you
and-
put your
and,
R on the back of your helmet. Mine had to be right on the front number plate where everybody can see me coming.
I didn't get an
Well,
R, but
that's
somebody
'cause
stuck
you're
a
from
penis to
Geo-
my silencer.
Yes.
I don't know.
His penis got hot
They
today.
did. There's a penis sticker on my silencer, a pink penis sticker on
Curly,
my
that's
silencer.
I think
dong.
it melted today too.
Also known as dong. So yeah, but thank you, Dave. Let's circle Cliff into your seat right there, and let's go get the full Curly experience because there's not many people that you can just walk up to and seriously have a better feeling about your day.
Curly's a good guy, man. I
Curly,
dig Curly.
Curly, you lean into that mic and just say hello.
How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
You heard that? Hey, Curly's a Jersey guy too, man. And
He
I
is-
know he could go straight Beastie Boy accent on us.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
forget about it.
Yeah, I got it.
So Curly,
Yeah.
I mean, give us your real name.
Curly is known as Alan Morris.
See, you see what I'm dealing with right here.
And so
This is
hey, let
the
me- I'm gonna
aura.
tell
You
y'all
can see his aura.
A quick story about Curly. Curly was married for 39 years, and unfortunately or fortunately for him, he got a divorce.
Yep.
Might have been
No,
money well
fortunately.
spent. Fortunately, so it's money well spent. So he got a divorce. Circle back to his. Now he's with his girlfriend from when he was 17 years old.
Yep.
Got hooked up with her,
And she's beautiful.
How did you get? It was social media, or how did you get in touch with her? You just called her up.
I just sent her a text and
Okay.
say, hey, what's up?
Oh, no wonder you got divorced. Why do you have that older girlfriend's number in your phone?
Oh, hey, listen, bro. Listen, bro.
Listen, I'm no private investigator,
You
but
know
the
what?
fact that she was.
How did you get right to that shit?
So now that we've got to the bottom of the divorce, so he sends her a text, and she comes out, and so now he's with his girlfriend, and it is the most epic. I wish you guys could see it. Picture in history
When he was 17.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've outpunted your coverage. I'm not dogging you out because I've outpunted mine.
Yeah.
But she's beautiful, dude.
Yeah,
and you said she's super cool, and
She's a smoke show.
yeah, and you're out here riding with your homies, and she's cool.
She even got her nails done in the same color as Team Bromado.
right on.
And she posted it.
Commitment.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
No,
that's-
she's all in.
That's for real. So, I didn't know. All I knew is we had Keith Urban.
Yeah.
We had freaking Cliff Amata, who's the king of the Bromada Empire, right? And then we had Noah.
Right.
That's all I knew.
Right.
So the rest of this was a complete surprise. And every morning, Cliff would text, "Good morning," and then a picture of you, Curly. And I'm going to tell you, it took about, like the first day I was kind of like, well, all right, like that's cool, I guess, it's odd. But the second day, I'm like, dude, I bet there's going to be a picture of Curly coming soon. And I'm already looking forward to it. You seriously raised the room. You've got an aura.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. People are like, that dude's cool. Like, we're going down there to eat. I know you've been riding the Colorado 500 forever, right?
No. 3 years.
3 years,
3
but
years.
the first time was a long time ago.
18 years ago.
But these people, or a lot of them, are the same
He
people.
blew up his motor on the way back because he never checked his oil in 7 days.
Yeah. That cost me $3,000.
That's my guy.
That cost me. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Nick's. Nick didn't do his air filter before he came. I just have a strong feeling. Am I right or wrong?
That's nothing compared to letting your oil go to zero.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Just burning all the
Yeah,
oil.
I'm lucky I had to go over the handlebars
Right.
on 82.
Because it could have locked up, right? And you
Big
could just
time.
flip over into a motorhome or
He
a
doesn't
semi.
know what that means, locked up.
Exactly. Whatever that means. That's
For
just
Nick,
clear.
locked up means something totally different.
Yeah,
It's like,
late at night.
put your arms behind your back, sir. So, but no, like Curly, what the heck made you move from New Jersey
Yeah.
to Colorado? Oh, wait, whoa. The first and foremost,
Yeah.
Cliff, you're you're from La Jolla. Which is
Bakersfield,
San Diego.
via La Jolla.
Okay. I feel like those are very far apart
They are.
in like financial well-being.
No, we were the wealthiest family in Bakersfield.
And then what
And
were
the
you in La Jolla?
Second.
And second in La Jolla?
Yeah.
Dude, La Jolla is nice these days. So you never lived there though, right?
No.
Curly,
well,
you-
no,
you
I lived in Leucadia
Okay.
for a summer.
And somehow you became Cliff's second customer or something. Tell
Yeah.
that story, how you met Cliff.
Oh, I saw an article in the
Your
Aspen
wife
Times.
did. Your wife did.
True that.
In the
True
Aspen
that.
Times.
Yeah, she goes, "Hey, Curly."
This sounds like the ex-wife, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
She goes, "Hey, this looks like something you would really like."
And I was like, "Fuck, yes." I was like, called him up right away, and
I was like, "Hey, can I buy your shit and do whatever you do?"
and he goes, "Yeah, just meet me in Buttermilk parking lot." And I
Freaking
was like,
buttermilk, dude.
Yeah.
Buttermilk parking.
Yeah. So I pulled up, bought all
Right
his
next
shit.
to cornbread.
It is next to cornbread. It's got to be next to cornbread. Nothing's better than buttermilk and cornbread, they say.
The Inn at Aspen.
Yeah, right. So the Inn at Aspen's going to be that good.
Yeah.
That's where you guys, that's the parking lot you're
That
talking
was
about?
the moment.
Oh, that's where I'm going to park my
Yeah.
truck in 2 days.
Yeah. And so I bought all his
One
shit.
day.
I went off and I figured it out.
And neither one of you rode motorcycles at this point.
No, he
You
did.
did? Okay.
He did. And
Okay.
I bought his shit and I just was left alone to figure it out.
But what was he selling?
Carving board,
A
boots
lifestyle.
and binding.
Selling a lifestyle.
A
That's how you
lifestyle.
get whatever price you want.
Yeah. He had a clip-on ponytail. I was like, this dude is
What
fucking
the hell, Cliff?
I had real hair
Awesome.
down to here.
Oh, you had
Yeah.
long hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, I made Nick's hair look pathetic.
I had long hair too.
Hey,
at
it
some
didn't look
point.
pathetic on that Instagram post where Nick was slow
well, that was
motion.
the edit I did.
Oh, you
That
made
was all the
Nick.
edit.
I made Nick.
Yes, you did. You
yeah.
built.
Yeah.
You
The
built
7
Sugar
views
Balls
I've
Blackman.
had on it so far is impressive.
Right. So Curly, you
Yeah. I
get
buy his shit
yes.
and I'm left alone to figure it out.
Okay.
And I do a few days on my own.
All right.
And then I run into these guys at Buttermilk. I'm like,
Hey, can I carve with you guys?
But what are we carving?
us like a hard boot snowboard setup,
Okay.
like surfing, like surfing in
But
La Jolla.
we called it surf style carving.
But are we surf style? We're in Aspen at this point, right?
Yeah, but I'm an East Coast surfer.
Okay.
Just fucking
That's the
hucking
best we got, Cliff. We can't help it where we're from.
Hurricane 10-foot barrels.
Okay.
And he's like doing La Jolla 2-foot bullshit.
Right. All the rich people and stuff.
Yeah. And
but hey, your son is like currently surfing in Indonesia, right?
Correct.
Which is, he showed me a video today. I mean, I've never seen waves like that. I know you probably have, but I have not.
And Nick's friend in Inland Cali, where was that?
Yeah.
Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills,
the Kook.
Way far away from La Jolla.
He's
or wherever.
dogging on my buddy that's retired, living in Woodland Hills, because
they think it's 2 days apart. It's like 25 minutes.
It's like 20 minutes from Malibu. And what's the other place where the Kardashians live, whatever?
Dude, I would not
What's the name of that place? The Horsetown?
Horsetown. That's in Marietta.
No,
Temecula.
No. What's the name of that place?
Topanga?
It's right around Topanga. Like, we went through Topanga Canyon and did all that, but there's another little town there where the Kardashians live.
I don't know.
Calabasas.
Yes, there we
Beat
go.
the hell out of that microphone stand there, son.
I told you, my man. And so Calabasas, it's like 20 minutes for us. It's like going from my house to your house.
Exactly. We don't think
But
much of that. Californians
evidently,
don't move.
Cliff thinks that makes you a pauper.
Their gas is double ours.
Yeah.
So possibility of
it's
why they don't
expensive
move.
it's expensive.
You can be when you're born and raised in Bakersfield, you can be a real critic of kooks who surf.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You wouldn't understand that, but
we know kooks that ride dirt bikes. So.
I don't care. It just got me to. I was telling these guys earlier that got me to the day that I got to go snow skiing at Mammoth in the morning, drove back to Woodland Hills, got his surfboard, went to Malibu, and surfed in the afternoon.
In the same day.
So I got to surf and ski in the same day.
Yeah,
So-
pretty epic. California's got some good stuff. But Curly, for real, how long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Legit.
not long enough.
I mean,
Legit, I
these
would
dudes
say
are
like
12 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years?
Yeah, not like the Kiwis. They killed it in 12 years.
12 years. I know it's a
Yeah.
steep
But
rise,
listen,
right?
Yeah.
I don't care how fast you go. You get over that shit we did today and yesterday, whatever.
It takes some skill.
That's a skill.
It's
I mean,
not
you're
easy
good.
riding.
Everybody that went up that, what was the name of that thing, this greasy shit we did yesterday?
That was Carbon.
Carbon. Correct.
Blue
Anybody
Lake
got
or
up
Carbon.
that?
That was tough.
Can ride.
And you guys all made it up. I mean, but so you bought merchandise
Yeah.
from Cliff.
Correct.
What made it stick to where you have become part of the
Because
Bromata?
Cliff wouldn't give him his money back. He had to just live with
Curly
it.
needed a refund.
He
and
wanted a refund. and
Cliff got real dicey.
No refunds.
Cliff got real dicey.
All sales are final.
Yes. So, I mean, for real, what makes you guys click? Because I mean, Curly seems like he is
Super
smooth and
cool.
level. Like I cannot picture Curly ever reaching panic mode. Has there ever been a moment where Curly wasn't cool?
He has a condition.
Ah,
It's vasovagal.
Bagel.
Bagel.
No, bagel.
Oh, bagel.
Yeah, bro. There's no.
And this is a
bagel
condition where
allowed.
you pass out.
when you're cream cheese.
From bearing down when you're on the toilet. And
I think vasovagal can also happen on other things, but for Curly, it specifically affects him on the toilet.
Yes, it does.
No,
When
no,
he's
no, no, no.
bearing down.
Could I correct that?
Bearing down. Yeah.
Yes, Curly,
Could I
you may
please
speak.
correct that? It's when I reach a level of.
Bear.
What is the noise? What
Come
are we
on,
hitting?
funny feeling. It's that table.
The table. All right, sorry about we are poolside in Ouray, Colorado, so it's not going to be. It's never good on Winners Take Y'all, but hey, go ahead. Vasovagal.
It's a level of pain,
Okay.
and when I reach that level of pain, I go lobster.
So picture your hands are all normal, and then they turn in like lobster claws.
Yeah.
And that's your dead giveaway that, hey man, I'm about to have an episode.
Yeah, I'm about to black out.
And then he goes full unconscious. One time, hit the corner of the bathroom wall or something.
Yeah, blacked out, blood all over the floor, 50 grand in the
ER fees.
Yeah,
That's not good.
no.
You got to have that Bromata money to be
But
able to
that's
just
one.
write
That's
those
one
checks.
Of, that's one of many episodes.
Pass outs.
Cliff's seen me where I started to see like white light, and it took 3 hours of a case of water to get me back to.
It was an 8-mile ride.
Yeah.
What were we riding?
Walcott.
I mean, what type of vehicle?
Dirt bikes.
8 miles on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Send him into oblivion, dude. Just 8 miles.
8 miles.
That sounds more like my
Not
fitness
really,
problems.
bro. That's not true.
Walcott's an 8-mile loop.
Yeah, but we did 10 loops.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. 80,
But
80.
seriously, like you seem so level and calm and
Right,
everything.
right.
Does he ever freak out? He ever have like
Oh,
bitch
yeah.
moments? Or?
There's we had a, go ahead.
What? No, I think it's proper that you tell them.
Bitch moment you had.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
told John earlier about it when he asked me. Go ahead.
So we're driving to Walcott, and I'm asleep in the passenger
Trying to
seat.
get some rest.
Yeah, because I can black out quickly.
Yes.
And he wakes me up as though we're, as we're entering the area where we're going to start riding.
Yeah.
And he wakes me up abruptly, and I was like, full on, what the fuck are you doing? I'm asleep. And he goes, I go AWOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliff, your version, I feel like, is more accurate.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he's sort of downplaying this.
He mistreated me.
Yeah.
You know when
You
your-
don't deserve
when your
that.
bro mistreats you.
Yeah.
It's
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
And it hurt me.
Yeah, you cut him to the soul.
Yeah.
All right.
But could you
listen.
imagine? I mean, he got woken up. I
Yeah.
mean, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
most people don't get woken up ever,
No.
right? So,
But I will say that's only one of 3 times ever where I bitched out on him.
that's
Ever.
pretty good.
Yeah.
How many years we talking?
25 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Curly, I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you, bro.
That's solid. So I would say on this trip, I know the first couple of nights I couldn't sleep worth a dang. Nick slept. Nick goes, yeah, man, I have trouble falling asleep. And he hits the pillow and he's like, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, I can't. So this is the first time me and Nick have slept in the same room. Typically, we're at my camper. I'm at the front with my door shut. He's in the back all
In
the
a
way.
tent.
He's sleeping in a tent in the back where the little garage area. Last night, after these clowns almost killed us, worked us into oblivion on fitness
Yeah.
fatigue.
3 tanks of gas.
Yes, in one day. Fatigue levels. How bad did I snore?
You didn't snore that bad. It wasn't bad. I mean,
I
it
didn't keep you
me-
up?
No, not at all.
Okay. That's nice to know.
Not at all.
All right, so today we're in Ouray, Colorado. Tomorrow we're going to be at Crested Butte at the finale for the Colorado 500.
We got another. Is tomorrow gonna be another 150-mile day?
300. You held up a 3. 3 tanks of fuel
So it'll
tomorrow.
be another big long day.
So we need to go to bed, is what we're saying.
Yeah, no, we're going to eat now.
Cliff, do you regret asking us to come?
No.
Dude, I'm
Not-
so thankful you
it's-
asked.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm asking for tonight.
I know,
only.
yeah,
This is
so-
he can reevaluate tomorrow. Nope. You don't hate us? Awkward silence.
There we go.
Finally recognized.
It's been so much fun meeting you guys and having you guys part of the crew. And
We've enjoyed it, man. We
it's
really
been
have.
it's been amazing. It's exactly what I'd hoped for, and here we are.
It's been good.
Well,
So
I can honestly say thank you from the bottom of my heart, dude, because this is about the coolest thing.
it's been an experience. for
I've
sure.
gone on long haul rides. I've done mileage. I've done all kinds of things where I spent a lot of time on the motorcycle, 10 hours a day and stuff like that. This has way more going on, way more fun, way more. I like that you immediately could just cut us down to the core, just dogging us left and right. I like that you knew where to push buttons. That's a good sign that you like us, right?
We love you.
You got to give your boys a hard time or else something's wrong.
Yep.
If we're not dogging somebody out, you need to be concerned about the relationship,
That's
right?
right.
All right, so from the beginning of the show, I didn't say winners take y'all, but this is winners take y'all. We're probably approaching episode 50. I bet we're at 46.
Probably.
You count the lost episode of Jamie Ellis of Twisted
Yeah.
Development that might be recovered. Computer guy's checking it now for the corrupt file. We got one more day. 3
Yep.
tanks of gas.
Let's go.
Into Crested Butte.
Colorado 500.
Colorado
We love it.
500. Thank you, guys. See ya.
See you. Love you.
All right.
Kill both.
Yeah, I'll hit it now. Dude.
Sweet.
So now you really hate us. Because you're like, they're just dumbasses with microphones.
We
you guys did great.
We told you the other day the
Fun,
show is just like sitting here talking.
Yep. Yeah. That was
Yeah, it
awesome.
is.